Oh, hello there. I was doing a bit where I pretend to read and I didn't hear you come in. I'm Matt, the host and dungeon master of Tabletop Legends, a show where myself and a group of my friends adventure through a world full of mystery, intrigue, and magic as we play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. We stream live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Proficiency Bonus Twitch channel. If you have time, we'd love for you to join us live. Back episodes and future episodes will be available right here on the Tabletop Legends YouTube channel, with the previous week's episode going up every Monday before the live stream on Twitch on Tuesday evenings. Please, enjoy. Hi there. One more quick thing. You're about to watch episode 1 of Tabletop Legends. It originally streamed on Twitch on Tuesday, April 2nd of 2019. We were still figuring some things out with our technical rigging, so we actually missed the first few minutes of recording. Nothing big, just a minute or two of introduction that isn't there, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a preface, as it's a little bit jarring that the video just kind of starts midstream. Also, the tabletop camera was giving us a little bit of trouble. It was focusing in and out, so rather than subject you to the roughly 1.5 hours of a blank battle map grid going in and out of focus that the people on Twitch had to watch, I've just placed our Tabletop Legends poster over it to make it a little bit more bearable. Stick with us through some of those technical issues. We promise everything is resolved by episode 2. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. As Carlos gets in position there, hello, cast. Internet,
Hello.
cast.
Internet.
So let me just do a quick introduction of everybody. So go ahead and wave or nod or give finger guns or something like that, because I did not take the time to memorize where you appear in front of me versus where you appear on the stream. So as we make last minute adjustments here, this is a professional situation. How are we feeling about that camera?
That camera needs to be tilted down.
No, there's a 30-second delay. Wait for it.
Wait for the delay.
All right, well,
Delay.
they're going to do that, and I'm going to keep talking. You would think we'd been here for like an hour to 2 hours setting this up beforehand. Anyway, the cast. So on my right, in real world space, first up here is Adam. Adam has been, he's a member of my home game. We've been playing D&D together for 2.5 years now-ish. Yeah. Next to him in the center on this side is Russell. Russell is the cast member of Tabletop Legends that I have known the longest, as he is my younger brother. The nepotism is strong with this one. And at the very end there is Jason, who the first 2 or 3 times we met, we were both wearing elaborate costumes, as it was Halloween parties. And we asked him if he wanted to play some D&D with us, and he agreed to. So that's this side of the table. The opposite side of the table here, closest to me, we have Curtis.
Hello.
Hello. Also a member of my home game, and we've been playing together a little longer than that. I think we were players together in a Fandelver campaign, and you're like the very first time you ever played D&D. Right?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
So Curtis has been playing with us for quite some time.
Quite some time now.
And then last but not least, in the middle and end spots here, we have Becca and Carlos. These guys, I actually don't think the rest of you, I've told the rest of you this, these guys get the effort award, as they were literally driving to their own wedding. And were texting me like, hey, give us campaign information so we can make our backstories for our characters.
Priorities.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
So that is the cast. These guys are going to be joining me every week as we have a hopefully long and interesting and fun adventure through a magical Dungeons and Dragons land filled with mystery and, I don't know, probably murder.
Intrigue.
Things like intrigue. Okay, so that is the cast, which brings us to the next little bit of housekeeping business that we got to get out of the way before we can begin the show, and that is our sponsors. We have a few sponsors tonight that we want to thank for making all of this possible. So I want to give a quick shout out to Streamlabs, Twitch affiliate program, and Many Sided Dice, who are supporters of Proficiency Bonus, that kind of make this whole operation happen. Us and as well as all the other shows on the channel. And I would like to give a shout out to tonight's presenting sponsors, who are bringing you Tabletop Legends this evening. And that is the 8th House and Marble Moon Studio. They are the 8th House and Marble Moon Studio. They are an independently and ethically sourced witchy lifestyle and home goods shop, located sort of locally to us, where we are here in New Jersey. They support small businesses and for you fist pumping. They support small businesses, and they aim to create a safe, an inclusive space / community for witchy folk. Their Instagram, you can find them on Instagram at Shop the 8th House. That's Shop the number 8 TH House and Marble Moon Studio. Those are both on Instagram. And you can find them online at www.marblemoonstudio.com and www.shopthe8thhouse.com. We have, we'll hear a little bit more about them later on in the show, and we have, as we get down our list of business here, we have some special stuff that they have provided for us for tonight's stream. Speaking of special stuff, the reason that everybody is here, we have things to give away. So, the giveaways tonight, we are calling it the 1D4 giveaway. We're calling it that because we have 4 items to give away, and I am bad at naming things. We are. Don't worry right this second about like the details of how you enter and all that stuff. When the giveaways kind of come up, I'll explain all of that. It's very, very easy. It's as simple as typing something in the chat. But we'll do a quick rundown of the things that we have to give away tonight that you can potentially win as a viewer. So, like I said, we have 4 items to give away. We're going to give away 2 items during the first half of the show, which is from about now until like 8:30-ish when we'll take a short break. And then we're going to give away the other 2 items and during the second half of the show. So the first items that we're going to be giving away are some gaming dice. You probably can't see these very well, but we've put out a number of promos and things like that, so hopefully kind of get a good look at these. Somebody can hold them up to the camera, I guess. We have a kind of your standard set of 7-piece polyhedral dice.
There we go.
So we have some red dice with some gold sparklies in them. Really neat little 7-piece set of gaming dice. And we have a metal D20, which is in honor of something that I do on this show. That I stole from another Proficiency Bonus host, which you'll learn about as we get into the show tonight, and you'll understand why we're giving away a metal D20. The second item that we're going to be giving away is this Tabletop Legends poster. Valued at nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
It's valued anywhere between $0 and $1 million.
So
big
we
break.
had an artist was kind enough to do some artwork for us. All of these character portraits that are that I compiled into this poster, as well as the portraits that have been up on our social media and stuff. That artist, if you like the work that you see here that was done for us, and you maybe want to commission something similar, you can actually find her. She's an Australian-based artist. You can find her on Etsy at Children of Poets. So that's Children of Poets on Etsy is the Etsy shop of the artist who did these fine things for us. So I made them into a poster after she had done the portraits. Everybody in the cast signed it because it wasn't valueless enough to begin with. We had to then write on it. but we have a signed poster. We'll be giving that away. I don't know, maybe a cool thing that somebody might want.
Ignore the fact that my signature looks like a child.
It's everybody's.
So the next thing, you have that? You're good to pull that up on the thing there? Did we figure that out? We didn't.
It was up. It was up.
That next item is
blocking
the
your face for a couple minutes.
Oh, all right. Well, then at some point somebody saw this already. The mug that was over my face at some point during the stream so far. Marble Moon Studio in the 8th House actually designed that for us. It is a Tabletop Legends Magic AF D20 mug.
Good.
We don't have a physical version of one of these. We had a picture right now that we were trying to figure out how to pop up onto the overlay that I guess was up there at some point, so you've seen it. But it's super cool.
We'll pull it up at the break.
We'll figure it out at some point. You get to see it. It's a really cool, unique item. As of right now, it is one of a kind, as they made the one for us. But
until Shakarino breaks that one too.
special fun fact. Starting tomorrow, we'll make sure to put something out about this. Starting tomorrow, you guys will actually be able to go online to Marble Moon Shop the Ace House website, and you will be able to purchase one of these mugs for yourself if you like them. If you don't win one tonight, you can buy your own.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to buy my own because we're giving away the only one we have.
I'm pretty sure I gotta do that too.
And, okay, so that's those three. And now the piece de resistance. The item everybody has been waiting for. This is the collector's edition 5e core rule books with the alternate foil covers. Monster Manual, Player's Handbook. Monster Manual, Player's Handbook, and DM's Guide. This is about $150 worth of fancy books with cool covers. This is my copy, so the one that somebody wins that we send you is not going to be opened and have like my greasy mitts touched all over them. It's a completely sealed new version of this that we will be giving away. There will be more information on how to enter the giveaway when that comes up.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. Basically, the way that we're going to run this is that anytime a player during tonight's session rolls a natural 20 on a dice, we're all going to freak out and make like Pee Wee Herman noises. If you roll a natural 20 right now,
It's a 19. It was close.
Ooh, I would have stabbed you.
Well, I'm definitely
Anytime a player rolls a natural 20, or if it's not happening enough and I feel like it because I'm the DM and I can do what I want, we will trigger a giveaway of one of our prizes. At that time, I'll give instructions on how to enter, and we will give something away. I think that is everything down except for our very last thing. So, one more item. Thank you for bearing with me as we get through all of this intro stuff. It will not be this long in the future, but it is our first episode, so we have a lot to get through. The very last thing that we have to go over before we start our very first session. We happened to be, coincidentally, I guess, almost lucky enough that the date of our first episode today, April 2nd, actually coincides with National Autism Awareness Day, kicking off Autism Awareness Month. So the group of us kind of were conversing in the week leading up to this, and we thought it was a great opportunity that maybe we could do something cool, something maybe charitable, in addition to have some fun playing D&D, maybe use the power of the internet to do something fun for the world.
Absolutely.
So what we are going to be doing tonight is we have chosen a local charitable organization called the Zephyr Foundation, which I guess Curtis, you're more familiar with me. If you want to kind of talk about that for a second.
The Zephyr.
Hold on.
Yep.
We were switching cameras. Okay, you can talk now.
Okay.
Are we back on me at some point there?
Yeah.
Wow.
The table was issues.
Also, I've been told by chat to move slightly to your left. You're not centered and it's bothering people. Perfect. Okay.
That's gonna piss a bunch of people off in about 10 seconds.
And we're down to 0 viewers.
Well, the
And
Zephyr
the chat's on
Foundation. The Zephyr Foundation is like Matt said, a local organization for the intellectually and developmentally disabled. Though their goal is to the majority to bring those individuals back into the community and help them relearn skills, integrate them back into the community, and as well as have your community be a little bit more aware of people that may be on the spectrum. So with that, I think that we really enjoyed that, and within our own little town here is that they're making a art. It's a color, sound, and art friendly autism awareness, like a little village there. So I really commend Brandy, which is the owner there, of her dedication and time, and everybody that she's brought into the community itself and the foundation. They've been really wonderful.
Cool. All right, thank you. So if you guys want to check them out on your own, their website is zephyrfoundation.org. That's ZEFER, zephyrfoundation.org. If you want to look them up, see what they're about. If you want to donate some money yourself, feel free. That's great. If you don't have the spare cash, anything like that, share us around. Tell people you know. Help out by spreading awareness. Or just enjoy the show. No obligation. But what we will be doing tonight is I believe we decided for every 100 bits, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone here, for every 100 bits donated to Proficiency Bonus tonight, the cast here are going to donate, are going to make a donation to the Zephyr Foundation. We'll put in $10 for every 100 bits that get donated, up to $700. The plan, we'll see how it goes for tonight. If it goes well, or if it seems like we want to continue it, we will extend this through the month. But we're really excited to be doing that. It was a cool coincidence that we happen to have our first episode on this day, and we wanted to try and do something neat. So. Donate bits away.
I'm going to start off the donate with all the money in my wallet. $1 whole bill.
Well, you are now $19 short because V Brown 510 and Blitz Graybeard both donate 100 bits.
Hey!
And Whip donated 246, which is some weird math we have to figure out how to do.
How dare you donate a non-even amount of bits?
How dare you make us do math? This is a D&D game. You expect us to do math?
I got the numbers in front of me.
We will have to make sure we check this log again to make sure we match things correctly.
Yes.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much. Before we started the stream.
We will remind you a couple of times. We'll do this. If I forget to say something, tell me. I think it's time to start the show, guys.
It is.
Your guns.
All right. So, I'm going to piss people off again because I'm probably going to be out of center, but the monologue that I wrote is on my computer, and I'm going to have to lean down and read it as we go. All right. You guys ready?
Let's do this.
You want to focus on you first?
No. Leave it on the table. We don't need. Everything's running.
Less margin for error.
That's what we're all about here. Okay. Nobody notices Jason touching the thing? Okay. Here we go. Welcome to Egeria. The year is 1092 ND, the era of the New Dawn, marked by a return to relative stability after the slow and agonizing collapse of the Invarian Empire and its tyrannical regime plunged the continent of Arahul into centuries of war and political turbulence that dragged civilization across most of the landmass backwards into a brutal dark age. Now, after 1,500 years, civilization has finally rebuilt itself over top of the crumbling ruin what came before. New seats of power have risen to prominence. The 5 kingdoms of Orahol exist in a tenuous equilibrium. To the north, the collective of free city-states, united under a series of trade agreements known as the Valand Accords, make up what is commonly referred to as the Kingdom of Valand. A region run by pure capitalism, where the reality of life can be as harsh as the unforgiving northern climates, depending upon one's lot. To the south, the wild and untamed kingdom of Honorand, a vast expanse of arid flats dotted with rocky mesas and pocked with the occasional oasis or delta. A region steeped in a long history of resisting any form of outside influence or centralized rule. To the west, the kingdom of Mithlande, oldest of the 5 and breadbasket of the realm. Its wide expanse of rolling plains, deep forests, and a long coastline allow it to prosper through its agricultural product. To the east, the Ignean Empire, the self-proclaimed rightful successor to the long-fallen Invarian's domain, founded on the same brutal authoritarian principles and oppressive caste system as their predecessor. Finally, the dwarven domain of Krasjudur, a fiercely isolationist nation sequestered within their ancestral homes spread across the great Ujur mountain range that divides the continent with its jagged snow-capped peaks. Through the precarious stability the 5 kingdoms bring, Orahol rebuilds. The mortal race is struggling to cast off the weight of generations-long wars and the sheer volume of knowledge and magic destroyed in the process. However, not all that is forgotten is lost forever. In deep, dark places, in long-lost ruins, in the dangerous wilds, there are relics of the past to be found by those with the bravery and skill to seek them. The arms race for recovering and unraveling the Invarian's lost knowledge has become ubiquitous across Orahol. A unique class of adventurer, called relic hunters, risk life and limb for the chance to make their fortune recovering artifacts from wherever they lay hidden, and an influx of old magic and knowledge back into the world has accelerated proportionally with their efforts. Orahol sits teetering upon a precipice, one that may propel it forward to prosperity and enlightenment, or send it plummeting into oblivion. Our story, however, does not begin with the monumental struggles of kingdoms or the tectonic movements of forces old beyond measurement. Our story begins in the woods. The hour is late, and the night air is still and calm. A hypnotic sea of stars twinkle placidly above the forest in a cloudless sky. A series of jagged peaks marks the beginning of the Ujur mountain range to the north, visible in the darkness only as an inky black void free of stars, cutting across the pale, silvery illumination of Egeria's rings as they arc across the night sky. Within a small clearing, a lone figure sits atop a log beside a gently crackling campfire, shoulders hunched and cloak pulled tightly. Shoulders hunched and cloak pulled tightly around himself to ward off the chill of late fall. With each exhale of breath, a small swirling cloud of vapor billows before his face before dispersing. Minutes pass. The figure sits silently on the log with the air of someone waiting for something. A few pops and snaps as moisture expands within one of the logs on the fire. The squeak and flutter of a bat winging its way through the night somewhere beyond the ring of illumination. The sigh of the wind mustering a single weak effort through the boughs of the tall evergreen trees are the only accompanying sounds to the figure's lonely vigil. Periodically, the man makes a slight motion, no more than the flick of a finger. And the cloud of breath streaming from his nose and mouth coalesces, takes the form of a flitting butterfly or a miniature sailboat for a few moments before breaking apart and rising away invisibly into the darkness. The man smiles amusedly to himself each time. Finally, as if driven by some unseen, unheard signal, the man tilts his head slightly to one side and stands up. Striding around the campfire to the open space of the clearing leading back towards a moonlit caravan trail some 200 feet to the west, he draws back the deep hood of his cloak. Pale skin and nearly white blonde hair trimmed short and swept back stylishly shine in the moonlight. The slightly pointed tips of his ears, pink with the cold where they protrude from beneath the swoops of his hair. He stands quietly and folds his hands behind him, setting them into the small of his back and watching a spot ahead of him. He sets his expression halfway between disinterested and amused, and he waits. Scraped into the ground is a rough circle, about 10 feet in diameter, the interior of which has been cleared of all debris, such as sticks, leaves, or other small stones, leaving a patch of bare earth. In the center of this circle, a single stone protrudes from the ground, at roughly knee height. After a few brief moments, the night air begins to thrum with arcane energy. There is a flash of bluish light, and a second figure stands in the circle. Nula, what do you look like?
I am a dragonborn with blue-colored scales. I have a shield and my hammer that has a design of dragons on it from my clan. I'm generally a happy-go-lucky dragonborn. So I would appear and like start looking around me. Oh, hi again.
Lady Sureheart, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Glad that you chose to accept my invitation.
Oh, of course. This is an exciting adventure.
Oh, I dare say it will be. Come, step from the circle. The others should be arriving
yes,
shortly.
yes.
Any moment now.
Do you mind if I stand by the fire?
Oh, please do. Warm yourself. Of course. The figure kind of stands, places himself so that he can converse with you, and also keep an eye on the circle. I trust your experience with teleportation was enjoyable enough?
Oh, yes. And I didn't lose my lunch this time.
Ah, good. That does sometimes happen, yes.
Yeah, occasionally.
I am pleased to see that it all went well.
Yes.
Well, I think the others should be, and just then, there are two nearly simultaneous flashes of light as somebody calls me on my cell phone. Two nearly simultaneous flashes of light as Walter, Alar, both of you appear. Please describe yourselves.
I am a tall, skinny half-elf with slightly too long blonde hair, real thin, lots of pockets, belts, pouches, holding all sorts of bric-a-brac, little notes, bottles, lockpicks. I'm looking around quite a bit, and I spot the other half-elf and the dragonborn. Oh, you work for the Order of the Radiant Dawn.
No, not quite. My friend here does, yes.
But if you... That was teleported, but...
Oh, it's very complicated, I assure you. Please, come. Warm yourself.
Okay.
It's a very nice fire.
I head over toward the fire. Gears turning.
Mr. Gray, my good man, I see you've chosen to join us as well. Welcome.
Indeed.
What do you look like?
Just a standard human in a simple brown traveler's cloak. A terrified expression clutching his shovel, which fades to confusion and then amusement as I say, never seen a dragonborn before. You've gathered quite the collection here.
Oh, indeed. We're not quite done yet. There are a few more interesting characters to come. But come, warm yourself by the fire.
I think I shall, yes.
I dare say the remainder of our company, should they choose to have accepted my invitation as you all did, are quite spectacular. It should be splendid. And as he says this, another flash of light, and a very short figure now stands in the circle. Kill.
I am about 2.5 feet tall. Fella's a gnome with like shoulder-length blonde hair, a like messenger style bag with all kinds of bits and bobs and tools in it, covered in dirt, and several layers of just heavy material in like blue and green colors. You didn't tell me there were going to be others.
Did I not?
I'm not sure that's what I signed up for.
Well, surprise. But worry not. I promise you it will all be all right. At least come, have a seat, hear what I have to say. You can make any decision you choose to once you've heard me out at least. You're under no obligation. Nothing will be forced upon you that you're not comfortable with.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 4. Okay. We should be expecting, assuming they have chosen to accept, 2 more in just about now. Damn, that would have been cool had they shut down, wouldn't it? Well, it was worth a shot. 2 more flags. Ah, there they are. Brom, Osrius, you have arrived.
Oh, I hate teleporting. Oh, look at me throw. Oh God, is that Dragonborn?
Hello.
Oh Christ, what is that?
Watch your tone. I don't know who you are, and I don't know who the rest of you are. And you didn't say there were going to be other people.
That seems to be rather the theme tonight, doesn't it? I suppose I was rather vague when I met all of you.
Just a tad.
By necessity, I assure you. My employer has placed quite a few stipulations of secrecy upon me. But as I was saying just before the 2 of you arrived, to our young gnomish friend here, hear me out. You are under no obligation to continue any further than this after this point. First, Brom, Osrius, what do you guys look like as you appear here?
Well, I am a half-orc male, as you can tell. Usually dressed pretty well. I'm in a nice little suit here, nice top hat. You know, black suit with some purple aesthetic. That's how I walk. Got some big orcish teeth right in the front there. So I also am carrying a nice little walking stick that's got a ruby head on it. So that's just for the ladies there.
I am a Goliath. I stand well over 7 foot tall. I am covered in really mangled leather armor with tufts of white hair. I'm bald. I have ashes going up over my head. You see that from everybody that can see from the fire that it says no name across my chest, as well as wearing an emblem of what seems like bone. My skin is white and pale with blue eyes.
So, as you all take a few moments to kind of gather around the fire, mill about, exchange sort of awkward glances with one another as you're a group of complete strangers, the half-elf spends kind of a few moments seeming just to, like, enjoy the uncomfortable silence before he speaks up, and he says, "Well, we are all here now, so no sense in delaying. Let us get on with the show. As I said to all of you when I approached you individually over the last few weeks, my name is Torian Idrian. My job is to find individuals who possess particular skills. Sometimes these skills are suited to one job, sometimes to another. In occasions such as this, I am tasked with finding a group of individuals with a wide array of skills that should mesh nicely together in order to complete somewhat of a more complex task. Vague enough for you?
No, you could have made it vaguer.
Again, I apologize. There is only so much that I am at liberty to inform you. As it seems that none of you have heard of me before, which is understandable. I do work a great deal with the Ordinum Librae.
The bookkeepers?
Yes, the bookkeepers.
Great bunch of nerds.
I'd like to roll an insight check.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I believe him. That's a 3.
Seems to be truthful. I work a great deal with them, performing this exact task. You could call me a talent scout of sorts, if you will. On occasion, I do take an outside contract, as is the case here. Individuals with the correct motivation and enough coin will employ my services to seek out individuals wherever they may be across the wide breadth of the 5 kingdoms and bring them together to offer them a job. I did say in one form or another to each of you that what I have to offer will potentially allow you to travel a great deal around the kingdoms, experience a wide array of interesting and exotic things, and more or less gain some benefit unique to each of you. I shall leave it to you to discuss as much as you wish your own personal motivations. That is not my place. That's Olive. Stream.
Bunch of wolves in this woods or something.
The distant howl of a wolf can be heard.
Oh, she's on the stream.
There she is. Olive will be joining us for the remainder of tonight's episode. Idrian continues. As I said, I have been hired by a group of individuals who, at least for now, wishes to remain anonymous. They have tasked me with finding a team capable of serving as relic hunters of sorts. I'm sure most of you have heard of relic hunters, yes?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, this group has an interest in finding and obtaining certain items of a particular nature that are of interest to their work. And they are wealthy enough that they can pay someone else to do the hard part for them, which is where you come in. Think of what I am about to propose to you as a working interview of sorts. This contract, which you, of course, will be paid for, is your entrance examination. Succeed, and you will be offered a full contract, a full job, with all of the benefits that go along with it, working for this employer who will, of course, be revealed at that time. Fail or decide that you do not wish to continue, no hard feelings, go your separate ways. Have I lost anyone so far?
With you so far.
Spectacular. So, we are currently about a half a day's travel south of a small town called Stone Mill within the kingdom of Mithlinde. There is something odd going on in Stone Mill as of the last several weeks. My employers, and I am inclined to agree, believe that these odd happenings may be tied to a relic of some sort. The task before you: travel north to Stone Mill, investigate the goings-on, recover the relic if it is indeed one, and return it to my employer.
When you say odd goings on, could you elaborate?
I could, but
But
I'm
you
not
won't.
going to. Part of the fun is testing your investigative prowess.
Is that really the fun?
That's fun for me.
Where are we to return?
You are to return to the following address. And he, with a very fabulous flourish, pulls out a piece of paper and hands it to you. The address, written in a neat, scrawling hand on that piece of paper, reads 28 Dorset Street, Forest Ward, Niveria.
The capital of Mithlinde.
Capital of Mithlinde. Yes.
This all sounds like a really fancy way to get us to steal something for you.
Maybe.
He's got a point.
I can't rightly tell you that I am aware of whether or not, if all of this is tied to a relic or an artifact of some sort. Cannot tell you whether it lies in the possession of someone already.
I'm not saying I'm against stealing it. I'm just saying it
Oh,
sounds
good,
like
then
you
we're
want
on
us
the same
to
page.
steal it.
I want you to recover it, and whatever goes into that is what goes into that.
Probably wasn't punching dudes in the face.
Well, we can
But
listen to that.
recovering is stealing?
Recovering might be pulling out of a
God.
rather large hole in the ground.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
hope the hole is in the ground.
Recovering might also mean forcibly removing it from someone who already possesses it. I can at least assure you in this case, yes, I know, Paladin, I can at least assure you in this case that the goings-on in this area are decidedly harmful to the local residents. It would be in the moral best interest of all involved that this item be safely removed from wherever it is now and brought to my client, who I assure you are more than qualified to deal with it.
Oh, okay.
So why me? Why us? Couldn't you just like snap your fingers and retrieve it? You seem like this is
You seem capable.
well within your
enough.
pay grade. Is this just to amuse you?
No. It is, as I said, a contract. I have been hired to perform a task, as you are being hired to perform a task. My task was to find a group of individuals who could, upon success, potentially serve as a, call it, continuing contractor. To answer your first question, no. The purview of my particular talents is not exactly to just snap my fingers and bring things to myself. I have a very specific set of skills, one that relates nearly exclusively to gleaning information, finding people, exactly as I have done.
Didn't you just bring all of us to yourself?
Oh, yes. But I knew where you were and who you were, and I gave you a specific item to do so.
This is all very confusing.
Yes, I know, but
Yeah.
promises. I promise you. There is...
Is the gold good?
Oh, the gold is good. You will be paid 100 gold pieces now, upon accepting of this initial contract, and an additional 100 gold pieces upon successful completion of the job. With, of course, more jobs to follow should you choose to take them.
Why should I care about this gold and your job that you're talking about? Why?
Because as I said to you earlier, though you may not personally value gold, I can assure you there are those within your party who would be happy to take your share if you choose to give it to them. But, in addition to the gold, what this job offers you, should you succeed at this task and choose to continue on, is the ability to travel far and wide across the kingdoms. Perhaps you will find answers to the questions that you have.
There better be answers.
Nothing is certain, but as I said, I have a very particular skill set, and something tells me you will find what you seek down this path. I would not have approached you otherwise, any of you.
So I'll find what I seek?
The future is a constantly mutable thing, but this way lies adventure.
Question.
Yes.
If everybody else dies, does the remaining member get everybody else's gold, or is it just a person by
approve of the
person
line of questioning.
thing?
The agreed upon price of the contract is unchanging regardless of the returning members of the party. There is, however, a clause against murdering your fellow Relicantus.
Try it.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Did you ask any others to join us, or just the 6 people that are here?
I am very good at what I do. I don't need to ask others. I found you. You're the ones that I seek.
Alright, well, it sounds like we might as well be talking to a rock because we're not getting any answers out of this guy.
Well, if it gives me a chance to find what I'm looking for, I'm in.
Excellent.
If the gold is good, I'll take it. I'm not gonna put my hand in the fire though. That seems hot.
I don't really have a choice. So I guess I'm in.
That is a good motivation. I am way far from home right now.
Don't talk to me like you know me. Get out of here, shovel man. Alright? Don't even you breathe in the other direction. Thank you.
Calm yourself. I'm in as well.
Spectacular. I believe that leaves Osrius and Master Callan.
I will follow at least to Stone Mill and see what's going on there. I am curious, but not committed.
Fair enough. There are no obligations until the completion of this task, at which point a contract will be offered. You're free to leave any time you wish before then.
Then with that stipulation, I guess I'm gonna go.
Fantastic. Well then, this is as lovely a place as any for you to camp for the remainder of the night, or you may head on to Stone Mill if you wish. I, for my part, have matters to attend to elsewhere, and I will leave you with a bidding of good luck. With that, Tori and Adrian turns around, walks about 10 steps away from you guys, and turns back, and he says, "Oh, one last thing. I'm not really supposed to tell you, but rumor is that you're not the only relic hunters who have heard of the incident going on in Stone Mill.
Of
Not
course
even
not.
surprised.
Of course.
Relic Hunting can be cutthroat. Good luck. And he turns, walks a few more feet away, kind of stops within that circle, and after a moment, there's a when he disappears.
We got this, team.
Are we really a team?
How
We
does he
just
do
met
that?
each other. Who cares how he did it?
In case
Can a roll?
In case we all die, I want it noted now that I hate all of you.
The feeling's mutual.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
Oh.
But you're making the paladin sad.
Making the paladin sad is my middle name.
That's a really long middle.
It's actually Horatio, but we don't talk about it.
Horatio?
No,
Yeah,
that's fair.
I said we don't talk about it.
And why don't we talk about it?
Because we don't
Orc
talk
man.
about it.
Ugh.
This is
Family name?
What is the one rule of we don't talk about it mean? Okay? When I say there's one rule and it's we don't talk about it, you immediately talk about it? Remember before when I said I hate this group? I really hate this group now.
Alar is going
The
to
feeling
set
is
a
mutual.
and start looking around for large sticks. He's going to once he finds a few, he's going to set them up in a little thing on top of the fire. He's going to set out a pot. Start reaching into his pack, pull out some rations. Completely ignoring the burgeoning argument.
So again, one rule that you broke, okay?
Don't yell at her. She was just asking why Horatio.
Well, I'll start building the tent. I'll get out of your hair.
So you guys' plan is to camp here for the evening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You setting up some watches? What's your plan for the night?
I'm not sleeping around these people.
Sounds like you volunteered to keep watch for the night.
I'm not watching these people either. I'm just not sleeping.
Alright.
Watch myself.
Rom is not sleeping. Is everybody else taking watch shifts?
I'll take a watch. That's fine.
We'll take a
You guys
watch.
only need to put together 2 watches at this point, as it already is the middle of the night.
We can take a watch. I'll take a watch too.
You can take a watch.
Sure.
We're all gonna stay up around the campfire.
Yeah.
No,
I-
we'll split it up 2 and
You
2.
wanna just go to the town? It's not that far, probably.
Half a day, about
Half a
4
day.
hours travel.
You get there by
You
morning.
get there a little before dawn if you left now.
I mean, I'm okay with that. The half elf just definitely set up a camp stove though, so maybe we should eat first and then travel.
Yeah.
Full bellies help travel.
That's the
Especially
first
since,
smart thing anybody has said.
The
since
half
we've
orc
been
just
here.
lost whatever he recently ate when he showed up. So
I mean, if there
Braum, right? It is Braum.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
if there really are other relic hunters there, I'm not sure that I want to get there and be tired.
On the other hand, if they're already there, they'll have a head start on us.
We'll just set them on fire. It'll be fine.
Wait, what?
All right, I'm starting to warm up to that guy.
I take it your skills are of an arcane nature then, or just pyromania?
Skills is probably generous, but you're not far off.
On the
I will
arcana
go
or the
to
pyromania?
Yes.
Edge.
So noted.
So you want camp?
Camp.
Camp?
Camp.
Camp?
I would rather camp.
Yes.
Okay, so you're staying up all night. Osrius and Walter are taking a watch. Nula and
We're gonna take a watch.
Cal are
Yeah.
taking a watch.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and those of you taking watches can make perception checks for your watch.
It's dark.
You can make one
right?
as well. It's dark.
We
So
are.
this is me.
That's a 20! I had to do my own sound effect.
20!
We got a second one.
Well,
A second
You rolled the second one?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Hey, listen, that was the rules.
Is it?
Now we're gonna get through all of it.
now we're already getting our rules. Also, by the way, we made our $700 goal in like the first 15
Did we really?
15
No,
minutes.
no, like literally 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
instantly.
Again, thank you all, you crazy people.
Thank you, ladies.
We're
and gents.
poor now.
Super cool. Okay, so
Wow.
yeah, so we'll pause play here. That's a good stopping point as we
Wow.
take our rest for the night. So it looks like we just rolled 2 nat 20s. So we're going to give away 2 items here. And I have been informed that we blew our donation goal out of the money.
How do you get so many bits?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's super
That's
awesome.
great.
So we'll make so we're gonna be making a $700 donation to the Zephyr Foundation. I will probably after show tonight. I will immediately start haranguing the producers from the other Probo shows and get them to also have to spend their money. And we'll we'll get some more stuff done for.
Thank you.
For
The
Autism Awareness
Provo
Month.
Provo Discord was so excited that I had to delete it off my phone because it wouldn't shut up.
The
I had to
constant
delete
buzzing.
the app because I couldn't figure out how to turn off vibrations.
Yes.
Here is okay.
We
So this
see
is the
you.
moment of truth where we see whether this giveaway thing is working.
It's gonna work.
So I guess Carlos, go ahead and fire that up with the code that I gave you there. So we're gonna start up the giveaway through Moobot here. We'll see when it comes up. The way this is going to work, once this is live, I will give you guys the okay. And in order to enter, if you want to enter to win one of the prizes, all you need to do is type the word Legends into chat, and that will automatically enter you. Don't start doing it yet. I'll tell you when.
Do it again?
Not yet.
I literally just watch people do it, so.
Wait.
Not yet. Once it goes live, I will tell you when. But that is the code to enter into chat, and that puts you in the raffle to win some of our prizes. And we'll give people probably a little bit to start entering in here. We'll probably take our break within the next half hour, 40-ish minutes,
Yep.
and that'll be plenty of time for people to start entering for these prizes. We'll do our first giveaway when we get back. Carlos, I think you just type it in. I think you just typed that code I gave you into the Twitch chat.
I did.
Oh, did it go live?
It did. Check the alert section of Streamlabs. It's in the live.
This is what happens when you do something for the first time live on air.
Hey, we should have tested this before we tried to do it live.
It's teething goals. It's fine.
We're getting there.
I believe producer Michael is somewhere in this chat. Maybe he can fix it for us if it's not working.
Ba-ba-ba, producer Michael.
Oh wow. Okay. It's here and is now.
Shout out to Curtis's wife who says you guys are doing great.
Hey!
Hello.
Shout out to my wife Sam.
My body is ready for these dice, is what I just read in the chat.
As
Yeah,
you
so
should
we're
be.
gonna
Well, when you win them, you can put them wherever you want. That's a
we don't
discretion.
we don't condone that. There is no.
We
Read
are
the safety
we do not judge.
instructions.
However you want to get down.
I think it's saying 0, so I don't know if that's the right chat.
No. It's.
You said we have 46 viewers, so
No, we have.
that's wrong.
It says 46.
Oh.
It was like 34 when I was looking.
Yeah, I just reloaded and we're at
Wow.
46.
So yeah, we're gonna give away the dice.
Simultaneously disappointing 46 people.
Hey!
Hey!
That's a talent. So yeah, we're gonna give away the dice. We're gonna give away the poster if we can get this thing working. Looks like I'm working on the giveaway stuff. Moobot is being strange. Okay, so it looks like Super DM Michael is producing behind the scenes.
Super DM Michael.
We're just gonna let him produce his little fingers off and keep an eye on chat. We'll keep
Keep
going.
the tone.
Sounds like he's on it, and I guess you guys just watch chat for me, and when he
You-
figures it out, let me know, and we'll start the giveaway.
Okay.
I have chat.
Nothing showing
Yep.
up.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, so that's
No,
being
we
weird.
can
Sam wants to know if she's allowed to enter the giveaways.
Yes, and also no.
Anybody they want can enter the giveaway.
Yeah, sure.
She specifically said, Curtis, can I enter the giveaway?
I'm not looking at this. I have no.
So
part
Sam,
with this.
yes.
We'll see if we get this working, and if not, we'll go to our backup plan, which is I stand across the room and I throw spitballs at the
Cast
chat.
members.
I throw spitballs at the chat, and that's how we pick our winner. We'll get that up and running. I'll give you guys a heads up when we're ready to start doing our first giveaway. So, without that big distraction, let's focus back up, and we'll start playing again.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Okay. Spitball raffle in chat. Anyway. So,
25 bit. Stop! No, don't
No,
stop.
don't
Actually,
stop.
you're
Don't
right.
stop. Keep going.
That's fair. Yes, we're helping people.
Don't listen to
Yes.
Walter.
we'll figure
going.
out. Oh, it looks like it's running.
Oh,
Oh.
Yes,
Yes.
the giveaway is now open, so you can type Legends in chat, and it will enter you to win
Type it in.
stuff.
type Legends now.
Use your thumbs. Type it in.
Type it in.
Legends.
Again, Legends.
It's case sensitive. We're not going to tell you how.
No special characters required.
One of the letters is a number. Yeah, this one.
Also, we spell legends with a Q.
Nope, just Legends like normal. We're terrible.
No, look.
We need to be giving clear.
If they
concise
can't read
instructions.
the word legends that is now 87 times in chat.
But like, is it first level capitalized? Does it matter? I don't know. We'll all find out together.
All right, it looks like that's underway. We'll let that run. When we come, we'll take our break in a little bit. When we come back from our break, we'll give away these first two items for our Nat 20s. So, back to the woods,
Yes.
where you guys have set up camp around the campfire that Tori and Adrian had pre-set up for you. Brom, you stay up all night, disgruntledly looking off in the distance. For the the about like midnight to like 3 a.m. window, Walter and Osrius, you guys are both staying up, and from that point till about a little before dawn, Nuala and Kel. Anybody having any conversations or chats during watch?
I'm gonna do a ritual to change my familiar from a raven to a owl. 'Cause I can't see in the dark very good.
So on your watch, the strange man with the shovel, who has had a bird with him this entire time, which we forgot to mention until this point.
Right on the shoulder. I forgot about it.
Spends a little bit of time, carving, carves sort of like a ritual circle in the ground, a bunch of sort of runes. Places a number of spell reagents out of a satchel in his, in his bag, a certain quantity of incense, a few other various items, and after about, I believe it's a 10-minute ritual.
10 minutes plus another 10 minutes. So
Okay.
20 minutes.
So
or
it takes him about 10 minutes to set everything up, and then after about 10 minutes of concentration, there is a sort of the raven that has been sitting on his shoulder just gives one kind of like, and very quickly, almost in a like a of smoky, what looks almost like black, cloudy fire, just like immolates real quick, and as the effect clears, the bird has become a large, dark-colored screech owl.
And then I will just kind of focus myself on Ewing through her perceptions.
Cool. All right.
So what's the shovel for?
Yeah, I'm also curious.
The owl just looks at you both. Kind of cocks to the side a little bit.
Oh, so you're in the owl.
Takes a little leg out and kind of does one of these.
I put my finger up right next to the owl and like pet it under its neck.
Don't touch that thing. You don't know where it's been.
She kind of moves to the other shoulder.
Suit yourself.
Okay, another arcane trained person. Interesting.
Are you staying up all night as well?
No, ILR will finish cooking his meal. If other people drop in rations, he'll mix them up into a bit of a stew. He'll take his portion, find a spot near the fire, throw out the bedroll, and after about an hour, he'll probably turn in.
You guys, anything else on your watching?
You said you're next to us?
Yeah, I'm like in the same area.
Brom, is it?
Yeah.
You seem pretty strong.
Yeah, what about it?
just observing. Grown around a lot of strong people. It's good to notice that some of us here seem capable if something happens. Unlike Shovel Boy over here.
Yeah, I guess if I'm being honest, you don't look like you're gonna die immediately either. So,
Fair is fair. And I go back to just watching.
Okay. Alright, so you guys' couple of hours of watch passed largely without incident. The sort of chilly late fall night is relatively quiet, relatively calm. After the allotted time has passed, you guys go and stir Nula and Kel from where they've rested and changed watches with them. So at this point, Nula, Kel, Brom, you three are awake.
Hi.
also I figured that.
Yeah.
This is Jen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
No.
Not enough streaming. Turn the music back on.
Have you seen this girl?
What am I looking at?
You're looking at a picture of a very poorly hand-drawn girl with red hair and a scar over one eye.
What is it drawn in?
Crayon.
What's your medium?
Crayon.
Mix your blood in Fiji's.
Blood of her enemies.
Is that an eye?
Yeah, she has.
Is that a head wound? Is it bleeding?
Well, it is a scar, but it's not actively bleeding. I would imagine it's been like a few years, so I don't think it's actively bleeding. But
No.
But, no, she's my friend Corey, and I'm looking at her. Have you seen her?
That looks like a potato that got hit by several carts. So no.
I'm not the best drawer. Maybe sometime when I'm in town, I can find someone to.
Ladies and gentlemen, queen of the understatement.
You know, I practiced with hammers and not.
You drew that with a hammer? I take that back. That's impressive as hell. If you drew that with a hammer.
I didn't draw with a hammer, but a pretty.
You could have.
Maybe it would have come up better if I.
It's something to try next time.
I could do it on the ground, maybe. Take my hammer and
You do you.
I step away and attempt to draw out with the edge of my hammer a better picture.
Make a performance check.
I was about to say, please let me be that funny. Just God forbid, please.
8.
It looks about like the first one. Although considering you like try to scrape it into the ground with a hammer, it's not bad.
Maybe I find some crushed flowers for the scar. Is this a better representation?
You know, the perspective is much better, but I still don't think I've seen her.
Well, her name's Corey, and if you see her, let me know. I'm looking for her.
I am going to minor illusion it into a drawing of a horse's ass.
Ah!
Okay.
What? That's not what I drew.
No, it's not, but it's what I drew. And then I'll drop the spell.
So the rough sketch in the dirt kind of like redraws itself into the hindquarters of a horse for a few moments, and then like
A very highly detailed horse's ass.
changes back.
So where did you say you were from?
I am from, I'm a paladin of the Radiant Dawn. And I have come from the midland of Aurora.
What?
You sure about that?
You don't run that one by me again. Where are you from?
She's from Aurora.
Aurora.
Orahol is a continent. You are from You've
I'm
come
looking.
from the city of Lyra.
Lyra. From the city of Lyra.
That's where the Radiant Dawn's.
It's kind of like the last barrier between, civilization and the on the other side of the.
Are there many Dragonborn there?
No, I'm the only one.
So then where did you come from?
My clan elsewhere, but it's a long story.
Were there dragons there?
No,
All right.
no dragons, no dragons. Are you interested in dragons?
Yes.
She come on to him?
I come up with a knife.
Aylar, you wake up and their tent is leaning over you.
I also pull a knife! Look, this goes one of two ways.
Are we under attack?
No.
Then why did you wake me?
I had a sassy comment. Sorry.
Look, there's plenty of audience here that's awake. I don't know. Do you normally have your audience fall asleep on you?
I don't know. Why did you ask your mother?
That's funny. Actually, that's not funny at all.
Alright, tough crowd.
So, dragons.
Do you know anything about them?
What's this drawing? He's looking down at the drawing you made in the ground.
We're talking about dragons.
No. This is my
No,
picture
no,
of my
no,
friend
no,
Corey.
no,
I'm looking
no.
for her. Have you seen her?
Why did you have to start her down this path again?
Have you seen her? She's got a scar over one eye. That's a scar. I'm not really
what race
good
is
with
she?
crayons.
You
Human.
can just ask that? You're just going around asking people what race? God. What a bunch of racists.
Human.
Walter is furiously scribbling notes. as I'm looking
Recollection. Do I roll anything?
Based on that picture she drew?
Yeah,
Yeah, you just don't recognize that picture.
Picture is too terrible.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't recognize anyone that looks like that.
Well, if you see a girl who has a scar over her eye, and her name's Corey, let me know.
Which eye?
The left eye.
Are you
Left eye.
Left eye.
I promise you, if I see someone that matches that description, I will let you know.
Thank you. I'm looking for her. It's really important. So, back to your dragons.
Yes.
What about dragons?
She said she knew things about dragons.
Well, I'm a dragonborn, but I don't actually know anything about dragons. We're different. Just so you know, we're not the same.
They're big and they will eat you.
Yeah, I don't eat people.
That's the Cliff Notes.
That's good to know, I guess. Well, the fact that you feel the need to call attention to that is a little bit suspicious.
Well, he was saying that dragons eat people, but dragonborns don't eat people.
Often.
Do you know a dragonborn who eats people?
I don't know, do we?
First time I've seen one. Heard a lot of stories.
Oh, this is your
Probably-
first time meeting a dragonborn? Hi, I'm a dragonborn.
Probably, definitely was not informed correctly.
Wait a second. Wait. Hold. Is that an L on your shoulder?
She's gone.
That was a raven.
You missed a lot.
Things happen.
They shook Walter awake in his tent to have this conversation with him as well.
Okay, so you've got some arcane training too.
It's just a trick I was taught.
Some trick.
Okay. So this is getting real weird.
Is it sunrise yet? I'm awake right now.
Okay, so after a lot of conversation, a lot of waking people up in their tents for no reason, the sky above does begin to shift from the black of night to the sort of solid, somber gray of pre-dawn. The planet's rings in the sky go from this stark, silvery illumination against the black of the night to a more muted, sort of even tone as the sky begins to lighten. Sue, Brahm, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion as you stayed up all night. So you will have disadvantage on ability checks until you can rest that off. The rest of you at least managed to scrape in enough sleep, even though you got woken up a handful of times. But the sun is coming up. It seems to be another crisp, clear, if a bit overcast, late fall day in the kingdom. As you have learned, the kingdom of Mythlanday is where you are located. So, the day is yours. Caravan trail is about 200 feet in a direction from you. Either east or west. I don't remember what I said in the beginning. About 200 feet off.
North.
North is toward the city.
And north
Stonemill.
is towards the town of Stonemill.
Do we know if this region is safe to just travel on the roads? Or do we have to-
Make a history check.
That's not good.
Everything's fine.
Not a 20.
But that is.
That is.
Well,
Another
an
one?
8.
Another one?
Yeah, that
Your
is.
history check's another one?
Hey, we're out of prizes already.
Be one of those like. Okay, so somebody else just rolled a natural 20, so that just keep doing what you're doing. Keep entering the
3
the giveaway here.
20.
so that has triggered the giveaway of the mug that we don't have a picture of.
If you were here at the beginning of the stream, you saw it. It was the whole screen.
About
5 minutes.
We tried to put it up. We had some problems with the
It was
technology.
just a talking mug for a while.
It is a Marble Moon Studios and the 8th House custom creation Tabletop Legends Magic AF mug, which
Do we have a photo that we can send it to chat? Just put it in chat.
I tried. It was given the wrong word. Anyway, we're gonna give away that mug. So some lucky viewer will win it. And also, as I said before, if you like the mug, if we can ever figure out how to put the picture of it up, if you like the mug, it will be available to buy on Marble Moon Studios and Shop the 8th House's website, which they are definitely in the. Oh, there it is! Mug!
That right there that you can see right now.
You could win that, or in the future, buy it.
You could win
Buy
that,
it.
or in the future, you could buy it.
And you get the benefit
I
of
know
knowing
that
you're
Marble
supporting
Moon is in
small
here.
business.
Marble Moon, if you want to start plugging your website and stuff in the chat, feel free.
Go buy it.
There it is. Marble Moon designed it.
Yes, help a small business out.
Please.
Help a small business out.
They also have cool stuff.
I accidentally entered myself by telling people to type in legends in the chat.
Whoops.
So,
Well, you won't be
So if
winning.
you win, we'll just beat the crap out of you.
If we pull your
not with the
name,
mug though, 'cause
Whoa.
we're not breaking another
we'll
one.
hit you with a stick, and then we'll move on. Yeah, that hoodie is also from Marble Moon. I have one as well that I'm not wearing tonight, but yeah, their shop should be live tomorrow, so you guys can search their
live
inventory.
tomorrow.
They have all sorts of cool, like, witchy magic, like tarot decks and I don't know, crystals,
and
But we'll have
clothing
more about that later.
and
cool stuff like that, and it's all very like sassy. Which is why I like it. 'Cause it's like our Magic AF mug, things like that. So if that is your aesthetic, then
The code is still
There's
legends,
stuff
correct?
the code is still
Yes.
legends. Just
For
keep
people
still
asking
legends.
chat,
keep
it's
entering
still
legends. We
Throw
will,
it in
we
there.
will draw from that pool when we start pulling winners. Okay, so
So that's
what was that natural 20 for?
history.
history check? So that's a 24.
So kind of for both of you, based on what Tori Adrian told you, you know this a little better as you're a little more familiar with this region, sort of the northeastern-ish portion of Mythlanday. But as a general rule of thumb, you know, like, pretty much within Mythlanday, you're probably okay on the roads. There's not really too much. There's always the chance of, like, ruffians and bandits and things like that. I mean, you know, it's the same as anywhere else. But Mythlanday is fairly safe. And Alar, you are aware, based on what you're able to kind of see of the landscape there, you can see with your mountain range, you're kind of able to figure out a little better exactly where you are. You know that you're fairly close to the border between Mythlanday and Kras'Udur. the Dwarven Kingdom. So,
I'm not my normal territory, but we should be safe.
it is morning. The day is yours.
To the north.
Yeah, let's head
Let's
on.
get this over with.
That's the spirit.
Yep.
Hey, I got.
That's
I
my
got
spirit.
Debts to pay.
I
I'm
was
warming
not
I'm
being
warming up this
facetious.
guy.
Same. Because Shovel Man over here just wants to turn into animals. And
Jimmy,
not
how
do
rude.
it.
Guys trying to have a conversation with you, can decide you're gonna be an owl. Jerk face.
What's the owl's name?
Her name is Morgan.
I was gonna use Derek.
Derek's not a girl's name most of the time.
I was gonna guess Derek before you said it was a girl.
Oh, that's fair.
Shovel McGee.
Let's get going.
Where's Morgan right now?
In the pocket dimension.
And we're walking.
And we're gone.
Okay, moving on.
So you feel sort of like a
And
like
let's
a
go.
like a push on your leg, and you look down, and the gnome is like, okay, time to go, pushing on you.
Alar finishes packing up his portion of the camp, shoulders his pack, and starts heading north.
So, you guys make your way to the caravan trail and begin working your way north. Apparently something funny happened in chat.
Sam said the location of the storefront, and it blocked it for being sexual.
Ladies and gentlemen, we assure you, proficiency bonus and Tabletop Legends is strictly a PG to PG-13 rated stream. It is not a mature one.
Hey.
As none of us
somebody
are mature.
screenshot that.
I don't want to use the only one we got. It's so hard not
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. Nope.
So, you guys begin to walk north. The sun begins to creep its way up into the sky. As you had suspected, as dawn was breaking, it is kind of an overcast day. So you can just sort of see the kind of the outline of the sun as a stronger point of illumination from behind the cloud cover that hangs. Doesn't look like rain that you can tell, but it looks like it's going to be sort of a dreary day.
What is it?
Is that my music?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
that's
music.
that's music.
There's,
We are now in an ominous part of the woods.
Either
Where
that or
there's airplanes.
the Red Baron is about to strafe us.
So you head north, walking for about 3 to 4 hours. The caravan trail is fairly narrow, but seems to be pretty well traveled. The path is a kind of a clear, hard-packed dirt path. There are ruts from countless wagon wheels being brought back and forth across this path, and you're about midway to where you would consider like stopping for lunch when you come around a bend on the path, and about 30 yards ahead of you, across the center of the road, you see there is what appears to be a barricade of sorts has been constructed. Looks like it was chopped down from probably just a number of like nearby saplings and constructed. Nothing that can't be circumnavigated, simply by walking around, but would prevent a cart from passing north or south along this caravan trail. Near the barricade, there are two figures who, as you kind of come into sight of them, are just sort of milling about in the area, but as they see you and you see them, they sort of come to attention and take up positions next to each other behind the barricade and wait as you guys make your way closer to them.
Are they armored?
Yes. So they are both armored. They are wearing the sort of what you would have familiarity with, and anybody else who is familiar enough with Mythlinde. You recognize the sort of the light travel armor of the Mythlindian Home Guard. They are wearing primarily patent leather with a few bits of strategically placed plate mail to protect vital organs, things like that. The entire ensemble is kind of in a uniform blue and gray and gold design with the Mithlindian insignia of the Mithlindian crown pointing to their chests. They each carry a longsword, which is sheathed at their sides, and have a small buckler attached to their their opposite non-sword arm. And they kind of wait until you guys get within a normal, conversational distance. You see that one of the men is a little bit younger. He looks to be about in his maybe early to mid-20s. He has short-cropped, kind of mousy brown hair, and dark, deep brown eyes. He looks a little newer, a little maybe green. The other man with him is clearly older, perhaps in his mid to late 40s. He has much darker hair. He has several days worth of unshaven stubble around his chin, sort of like a black kind of wiry, coarse hair. And as you guys approach, the younger one kind of gives a glance over to the older individual, who gives him sort of an encouraging nod. And the young man kind of steps up a half a step and puts his hand out, and he says, "I'm sorry. This road and the town of Stone Mill are currently off limits for travel in or out by order of Inquisitor Lyanna Highhaven, acting on the authority of Magistrate Osgood Mary Harper of Woodpine, the lawful representative of His Highness King Aldo of Mithlinday. I am afraid
Everybody in the kingdom.
I am afraid that you will have to return to where you came from. I am sorry for the inconvenience."
Where we came from is a very long way from here.
Counterpoint. We don't do that, and you let us pass.
No, I'm sorry. He sort of looks at the older guys. No, I'm sorry. We are under strict orders by the Inquisitor that no one is to enter or leave the town until her investigation has been completed.
But
Investigation?
Yes, investigation.
what if you weren't? And I'm going to cast suggestion on that man.
Okay. What is your spell save DC?
My spell slave.
Spell save. Hey,
Your
okay.
spell
Oh,
slave
okay.
said pass.
DC, I believe, is 13.
On the spell list, it should be up here somewhere.
It's not. Yeah, it's 13. I remember from being 13.
Yeah,
So,
should be top of the
Okay.
on whatever your spell is.
yes, there it is. 13.
So he looks at you for a brief moment, and he kind of goes, "Oh, well, I guess you're right. What if we weren't under those orders? I suppose that's okay." And the other guard next to him kind of whacks him, and he turns to you and says, "No, we're under orders. The Inquisitor wants no one in or out of the town while she conducts an investigation."
Investigation into what?
"I apologize, sir. We are not at liberty to discuss the affairs of an ongoing investigation."
But we may be able to help. I'm a paladin of the Radiant Dawn.
Be that as it may, our orders were clear. The Inquisitor has a contingent of soldiers with her, ourselves included, and has the matter well in hand.
Alright, bring the Inquisitor down here. I want to talk to this lady. Just bring her down. Bring her down. We'll talk to her.
No.
I'm going to go up to where the blockade is and stand right in front. And be like, we need to get into this town one way or another. We are trying to be nice. The paladin, this orc man, has said, plenty of things to you. We need to get through here.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
That is a 4.
Okay. The individual he has to take a half a step back, not out of like intimidation, you think, but just because you're so tall, he has to back up so that he can look up at you. You see, he just very casually places a hand on the pommel of his sword as he says, I will reiterate this, as you do not appear to be local. It is not of my concern. Your business is in the town. As my associate said, the Crown does apologize for any inconvenience, but there is a matter of some importance currently taking place, being investigated by the rightful Mithlindian authority.
Do you know how long it'll take?
That is uncertain.
Alright, well, obviously, we're not going to keep you from doing your job, and we're not going to be able to get into the town, so we're just going to go on our way. Sorry for disturbing you, gents. Have a very good day. Alar's just going to start walking the other way.
He just kind of waves his.
Bye.
You as well. Once again, the Crown does apologize for the inconvenience. It is a matter of safety for those within this area and yourself.
Alar's going to keep walking until he's well out of eyeshot of those two. Let's see. Left or right? Left or right? Right. And he's going to walk off the path. There are woods, or is it just... Oh, yeah.
Alright, into the woods we go.
Excuse me, sir.
The older...
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk away.
Yes, young man. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry that my companions are so abrasive, but we really do have urgent business. I'll try to hand him 2 gold.
Make a persuasion check.
Was I being abrasive?
Look out, Mr. High Roller here. 2 gold.
That is a natural 20.
Okay.
Plus 5.
Alright. Well, we just blew the lid on everything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the
Well, that's
1d4 giveaway is hit 4.
That's it. That's the... All right.
There's the
so-
quickest for
Keep
20s.
those entries coming. We just got our core rule books. So, legends in the chat to enter to win things, and we're going to take our break in a minute here, and then we'll start giving stuff away when we get back. You extend in what you think to be sort of like slick maneuver, 2 gold, and the a little unsure at first. The guard kind of like reaches out to see what you're giving him, and when you place 2 gold in his hand, he looks at it for a second, and he goes, right. Takes this, he hands it back to you. He says, I am sure that your reasons for needing to go to the town are very important to you. I am in a good mood today, so I will not simply arrest you for trying to bribe a member of the Mithlindian Home Guard. But let us say, since you seem to be quite persistent,
Yes.
and it is very early, I will fetch the Inquisitor, and you may speak to her yourselves.
Perfect.
Thank you.
That's what I said.
All right. So, the older individual turns to the young man and says, "Right, Liam, run back up the road to the camp. If the Inquisitor's there, tell her that there are a group of... He looks them over. Adventurers, by the look of them, of some sort, who are being quite persistent about their need to enter the town. And the young man kind of nods. Of course. Yes, sir. Be right back. And he turns and jogs off up the path, presumably towards where the older individual had indicated that the camp was. And I think, since it is 8:41, I think that is a good place. We'll take our break for the night. So, everybody, stick around. I'm going to give these guys a chance to pee.
Yeah.
We will be back in, about 5 to 8 minutes-ish. And when we return, we will give away the first 2 items on our giveaway. The dice and the Tabletop Legends poster.
Oh.
So, we'll see you guys in just a minute. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back. We are here. So, we have returned. We are going to do a quick bit of information, as we said we would at the beginning of the show, and then we're going to start picking some winners for our prizes. As we said in the beginning, our presenting sponsor tonight is Marble Moon Studio and the 8th House. So we have a...
Yeah, well, that's all. That's great. All right, I'm going to take over from here, Chief. Move, just step out of my frame.
okay.
Step right out of my frame. Okay. Hi, folks. Shakarino here for Tabletop Legends. I'm going to talk to you about our lovely sponsor tonight. You know, you've heard them before. You're going to hear them again. They're a great sponsor. They're the 8th House and Marble Moon Studios. So I guess there's 8 houses in there or whatever. So they're great. They're a great little sponsor. If are you a witch? Do you like witchy stuff? Well, then this place is absolutely perfect for you. You just go down there. You get all your witch needs. Yeah. So here's the exact words that they contracted me to say, and it is the 8th House and Marble Moon Studios is an independently and ethically sourced witchy lifestyle and home goods shop, supporting small business and creating a safe and inclusive space for a community of witchy folk. So yeah, you can check them out. They got their online websites. That's www.marblemoon.com, and or there's another one. Hang on, folks. Buckle your seatbelts. There's another URL coming right at you. Here it is: www.shopthe8thhouse.com. So those are the 2 websites. You go, you buy all your witchy stuff, and then you put it in your house or your office or whatever you want to do with it. So that's them. And also, as we said before, those cool Tabletop Legends mugs that we're going to auction off in a little bit. If you don't win the auction, hey, don't worry about it. They're going to be selling them on their website, one of those 2 URLs. So check the website and enjoy. I'm going to pass it back over to here to Dave, or whatever the hell his name was. And enjoy the rest of the show, folks.
Okay, well, thanks, Sharkarino, I guess. I'm Dave.
Dave.
The bottom of his ad read paper just said mugs.
So you wouldn't forget about it. It's cool.
Thank you, mugs. So let's give away some stuff before we start playing again. Okay, so I think Carlos is ready on the board over there. The first item that we are going to be giving away, prepare your bodies. Because the first thing we're going to give away is the dice, the red and gold polyhedral 7-piece set, and this metal silver/platinum D20. So I guess Carlos, go ahead and hit the hit that whatever, or if it doesn't work through Carlos, then the producer Michael can save us again.
Here we go.
Here we go.
He says, "Here we go." So we'll see. Once again, should have figured this out before.
You can bring up the table cams if not.
Let me see. The suspense is building. A. Moobot says David PM 1021 was drawn.
Oh!
David PM 1021. David PM
Congratulations.
1021 wins this. Now, here's the kicker. David PM 1021 needs to be here
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
to claim his prize.
Dave is Dave
Oh,
here.
There he is. He
Oh!
says yay in chat. So David PM
Yay.
1021
Dave
is
is
the winner of some
here.
dice.
Dave is here.
I am gonna write down that. David
got so many crits and we haven't gotten combat yet.
So many crits in the combat.
All right, so I've written that down. Either one of us now or somebody during stream or something will
Yeah,
reach
just
out
doesn't-
to you to get your information, and we can get you
We might know
your
that
dice.
guy.
We might know that guy.
We might know that guy.
Maybe-
He may be here tomorrow.
Maybe we know that guy. That might be one of our friends.
Mail it anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna mail it either way. So, congrats to David PM 1021 winning the D20 and the dice set. So that is
Yeah.
You want to
Rock
bring up
on.
the table cams?
the yeah. I guess we might as well cut back to the table cam at this point. We had
Just
some.
game or all games?
Well, yeah, us.
Yeah, the main feed. Oh, that's right. Somebody in chat said Sharkarino said Dave, and then we gave it to Dave.
Bridget and
That is purely
Sarah
coincidence and
know
has
too
nothing
much.
to do with any script anybody made.
I would
Nope.
suggest making your peace with whatever deities you have.
All I'm saying is I don't know who that Sharkarino guy, but he is sexy as hell. So, he got out of here real fast.
Who is the guy?
This is crooked. That's gonna make me upset. We'll try and straighten that out, or somebody can do it for me if I made it worse. Somebody in chat before we took break told us that it was real dumb that we just had a blank battle map as part of our screen,
That may have been our parents.
and we could not, we couldn't on the fly figure out how to insert the actual continent map that I made for this. So we just put that poster there. But what you see on the table in front of you is the poster that we're going to be giving away. Looks like proficiency bonus.
It needs to be this way. It needs to be
It's hard working on a delay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
go.
That looks.
His magic fingers.
This
No,
is-
no, that's it.
This looks awful on my feed of Twitch.
It's worse. There we go.
Just.
I'll tell
it's
you
a
what,
poster.
I think the people watching care a lot more about winning their prizes rather than us straightening this friggin' poster for them.
I don't know. They're people on the internet. They could be real, way more concerned with just being straight.
All right, let's go ahead and draw. So the proficiency bonus says that Dave, our winner there, can whisper contact information to proficiency bonus and start getting that stuff in order to get the dice to them.
Do that, Dave.
And simultaneously, let's go ahead and draw another winner here to give away the Tabletop Legends poster. Once again, a long, drawn-out, suspenseful.
it's another Dave.
Nope, that was real fast this time. The winner is PA888CO. PA888CO is the winner of the signed Tabletop Legends.
Yay.
Are you here, Pa?
Pa888Co. So if you are here, Pa888Co.
Sounds like a bot name.
Go ahead, say something in chat. Hey, there he is.
Yay.
OMGA. Congratulations. Signed Tabletop Legend poster is yours. So go ahead and whisper proficiency bonus with your information, and we will get that bad boy mailed to you.
You.
Mailed to
You. Push savings onto you.
Okay, that's the first two items given away. Let's continue playing, and then we will give the last two items the highly coveted mug
Oh yeah.
and the Had I known that the mug was going to be so highly coveted, I maybe wouldn't have spent $150 buying a very expensive set of core rule books.
Could have just gone with the mugs.
Could have just given mugs away. But we have mug, we have core rule books. We will do that at the end of the show. But I think let us get back into play. You doing all right over there, Carlos? You're fussing. We good?
Also,
No.
special thanks to
It's fine.
PA88 who just won, who's actually super excited to put it on their wall. Instead of directly
hey.
in the trash.
Find out.
Tune in next time to see if PA88 threw it directly in the trash.
Keep an eye on our social media for a picture
Yes.
of our poster in a garbage can.
In a dumpster behind the Wendy's.
I looked down and I saw the mug appear for like 1 second and then disappear. So
Those supposed to be the map. Don't worry about
some
it.
stuff is going on.
We're being haunted by the mug.
Yep.
The ghost of the mug is
You
here.
need to name it.
The mug is indeed witchy.
Give us the
It
mug,
is.
you cowards.
Magic as if.
Give us the mug, you cowards.
The people have spoken. They want mug.
Mug.
It's already so. I should not have chat up because it's so hard to stay in character anyway.
Don't look
Yes,
at it.
I'm going to
You
say-
said we need one designated chat person.
Yeah.
All right. Well, oh, wait a minute. Hey!
Hey!
There's our Orahole map. So there you go. Now you guys don't have to stare at a blank battle map, which is good because we're gonna have a fight right now.
All right.
No, I'm
Cool.
just kidding.
At the table, not even.
Come on!
Okay, so let's all take a nice deep breath and prepare to dive back into Tabletop Legends.
Right.
So, when we left off before break, the two guards at the barricade on the caravan trail north to the town of Stone Mill had denied you passage through to the city. Alar had been prepared to simply circumnavigate and sneak his way in, but with some last-minute attempt at smooth-handed bribery, Kel managed, at least with the sweet roll of a natural 20, not to get them immediately arrested, but has earned you guys an audience with Inquisitor Leanna Highhaven. The younger of the two guards, whose name
Liam.
you heard, is Liam, had run off, and about 15 minutes have gone by where you guys just sort of are milling about, waiting. The other guard kind of seems disconcerted with the awkward situation of everybody standing around here. And a few more minutes go by, and the original guard Liam returns, and he has in tow with him two other people. One of them is another man wearing the same home guard uniform that the first two are, and the other person with him is a female who is immediately apparent to all of you is a high elf. She is wearing, similarly, the regalia of a position of an official within the Mythlindian army, though her rank and station is clearly higher than the other individuals. She walks up. She is perhaps just a hair under 6 feet tall, fairly tall. She has very sleek, very neat, and well-maintained blonde hair that falls about to her shoulders, and is partially drawn back by a headband that she wears. She carries herself clearly with an air of authority, as she is someone who is used to kind of getting her way and people listening to her. And she approaches and puts her hands on her hips, looks you over for a minute. To her credit, sort of her eyes pass over a dragonborn, a Goliath, a half-orc, this sort of very widely arrayed and motley crew Probably fairly uncommonly seen types of individuals. And she just regards you quietly for a moment before she says, "So, my guard tells me that you are being rather persistent in your insistence that whatever business you have within the town supersedes the investigation that I am currently conducting. What is it that you think I can do for you?"
Let us into the town.
Were my 2 fine soldiers not clear in the fact that there is a situation currently taking place in and around Stone Mill that is a potential danger to the livelihood and well-being of the people who live here, and potentially to yourselves, that we are in the process of dealing with?
We thought we could offer assistance.
She looks you over. You see she sort of looks to you and looks to kind of the company that you're with, and you get the impression, by her, her expression, that she's sort of trying to puzzle out, how you, clearly a paladin fits in with this, this other group. But she spends a little more time kind of studying the group of you before she says, "Help. By the looks of you, traveling light, well-armored, extremely interested in inserting yourself into this situation. I would say you're more interested in finding some sort of an artifact or item that you think is here, and making off with it. I assure you that these well-trained individuals of the Midlandian Home Guard and myself have no need for a group of half-cocked relic hunters to come in and muddle themselves into our investigation. My number one concern is the safety of the people of this town, as they are the sovereign responsibility of the Kingdom of Mithlinde. Nothing to say to that,
Well, alright. How about this? You let us into town, and then we're in the town, and we're there.
Behind her, Liam and the other guard kind of go like... she does not, for her part, seem amused.
We don't want to cause any trouble. We want to help just as much as you do.
We were told, or we heard the town could be in trouble, and we wanted to offer assistance as best we could with the situation.
Make a persuasion roll.
If you roll a 20, I'm gonna smack you.
That would be the great way to roll.
19.
No, okay. Alright.
Close.
It's close. We don't have any more prizes to give away, so the natural 20 doesn't matter.
We're gonna give away Jason's shirt next.
Please take it.
Take my wife, please.
She considers you for a long while. And you get the impression that the fact that you bear the insignia of the Order of the Radiant Dawn upon your tabard is the only reason that she gave you the consideration that she did. And she says, "The matter in this town is extremely severe. do not wish those within the town to leave while we are conducting our investigation. But I suppose, should you promise to me that you wish to help rather than hinder, it does not hurt to grant you access. However, let me be clear. If you are so insistent upon venturing on to Stone Mill, you will remain there under watch, just as the rest of the town's population is, until we can sort this whole mess out. There have been a number of fatalities already. I am not kidding when I say the situation is serious. Do you accept these terms?
Fine.
Agreed,
Yes.
Inquisitor.
Very well then. You may proceed into the town. If you are, as you say, wishing to help, report your findings back to me, should you come up with anything. My men and women will be keeping an eye on you. Do not attempt to abscond until this matter has been resolved. Very well then. Liam, Abner, they may pass. I have matters to attend to. Good day. And she turns and walks away. And after she's gone a good 50, 60 yards, Abner, who you now learn is the name of the slightly bearded guard, he kind of goes, "Oh shit! I've never seen anybody manage to convince the Inquisitor to change your mind. Good luck to you, I suppose."
Good luck to us all, it seems.
We'll be fine.
Still probably all gonna die.
Before we go on, is there anything that you can tell us about what has occurred? The more we know, the better chance that we are of offering whatever assistance we can.
So, I suppose if the Inquisitor's given you permission to nose about, then there's no harm in sharing some information with you. Understand there is some things that are still strictly confidential, but
Understood.
I can tell you that whatever is going on is clearly dangerous, and I believe the Inquisitor thinks it is not natural in origin. Something arcane is happening here.
Okay.
There have been a number of disappearances from the town over the last 10 days. An old man out in the woods. Another individual a few days later on the outskirts of town towards the eastern side. And, well, a little girl. Just a few days past. Mother's a wreck. Tensions are high in the town. People are scared. They don't know what's going on. We're doing our best to get to the bottom of this, but if the Inquisitor's got some theories, she hasn't shared them with me.
Did you say they're disappeared? Or it seemed the Inquisitor seemed to imply they were dead.
This is scratches. The old man was found killed a few days later after his disappearance. The second disappearance, I believe, they stumbled upon a site that looks awfully suspect. No body was recovered, but they do believe, I suppose based on the amount of blood found at the scene, that it is unlikely that he survived. The little girl was taken from her home in the middle of the night, That is the incident that took place closest to the town proper. As far as we are aware, she was taken alive. We do not know of her whereabouts at this time.
Where is the house of the little girl's parents?
That'd be the Turner residence. As I understand it, it's just the girl's mother lives there. It's on the east side of town.
I imagine if 2 incidents took place on the east side of town, there's more guards there that may not have heard that we are assisting. Is there anything you can give us that would allow us to imply that we are working with the Inquisitor?
I would perhaps keep from traipsing out in that direction just yet. By the time of the shift change, word should spread. It'll be passed around the camp.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for your assistance.
Well, good luck to you. I'm a little surprised that the Inquisitors will undertake help at all. Normally a group of mismatched folks such as yourself shows up, and the assumption is they're here to make off with something valuable and disappear. But if you are here to help, as you say, well, the people of this town will be grateful, I suppose.
We'll not keep you any further from your duties, and it seems we have some of our own. Let's see what we can find out.
Thanks very much for your help.
May Helm watch over you.
Of course.
What she
Thank you,
said.
my lady. Alright, so you guys are heading on into the town of Stone Mill. So, from where the barricade was, as you move on, turns out to be about another mile's hike before you start to see the town proper. You make your way further north, and as the trail sort of bends westwardly ever so slightly, it brings you close to a narrow, small, not quite large enough to be considered like a small river, but a little too big to be like a creek or a stream. It looks to be about 10-15 feet across. Tough to tell the depth, but probably, with the exception of Kel, you guys figure you could. It's probably like walkable if you really wanted to, which follows along in kind of the same general direction, perpendicular, parallel with the caravan trail heading north. On your right side, so towards the east, as you guys make your way in, where Alar, you realize had you gone off into the woods on that side and tried to sneak into the town, you realize you would have walked directly into what appears to be the Mythlandian Home Guards, where they've set up camp. There are a number of tents there with the royal insignia. There's a small corral with a number of their horses penned up there. You see a few guards kind of milling about the area. It looks like there's probably a contingent based on this, based on the size of the camp, the number of tents. It looks like there's maybe a half dozen guards, not including the Inquisitor, present currently.
Oh, that would have gone far worse than I had planned. I won't say good on you for attempting to bribe a guard, but lucky you, lucky us.
Works for me.
It's good to know where the loyalty lies. We can use that in the future.
So, as you guys continue passing by the camp, you see you pretty much enter into what appears to start being kind of the outskirts of the town proper. You see that the town is a very small, very quaint-looking little town. Up ahead of you, kind of through as the trees sort of begin to clear, you see that the town is nestled right into the foothills of the Ujir Mountains. There's a large stretch of rocky mountain face which you presume to be like where the town butts up against this. And you see several hundred feet of waterfall, kind of a narrow waterfall coming down from up higher, carrying down, right, splitting the town basically in two, which you can see feeds this little tributary river that you guys have been following. Up ahead of you, as you pass the camp, you see the path splits off. You can go, if you're standing here, you can go to your right, heading east. You can go just a few, maybe a couple dozen feet further up. There is a small but sturdy-looking wooden bridge that leads on a path off to the west, and the path also continues a little more straight on back towards the where the cliffs and the waterfall are in that direction. As you look off to the path, like the easterly path, it looks a little less dense. You see like what looks like a couple of little houses and homesteads off in that direction. When you look across the bridge, it looks a little bit more densely populated. You see a number of other houses in that area, and you can just make out as you look further in towards the base of the waterfall, a couple of buildings that are a little taller than the other ones, in the area. You see a few what look to be silos, kind of near the waterfall, and just to the sort of the east of the waterfall, at what appears to be the highest elevation, where the ground kind of slopes up before it meets this rocky sort of cliff wall. Up at the top of this hill, butted right back up against the stone, you see a single, several-story tall, rather sturdy-looking building. So, which way would you like to go? There's a few people kind of milling about. You see, as you're in this area, just look like townsfolk. The whole area here, nothing is even. You're right up against a mountain. Everything is like hills and slopes and like cut out steps. It's all kind of very English countryside-y type of
Is the population predominantly human, or is it?
Appears to be pretty much human exclusively from what you see
So
here.
we stick out quite a bit.
Yeah. Nobody's really like. You're definitely like catching some glances as people, specifically like Osrius and Brahm and Nula. Not so much you three. Kel and Alar and Walter there, but some people are like Osrius. You catch a couple of children a little way off, are like kind of hiding behind a bush, like looking at you. They've never seen anything like you before.
I say we head straight to the girl's mother.
Yeah, I'd like to
We
invest.
were explicitly told not to go that direction. However, I think we should as well.
We could give it a few hours.
You want to wait till the guard change?
Yeah.
I'd like to find out the circumstances of the two deaths. So chances are that large building there might be the town hall, might be the local church,
An inn?
might be an inn.
A huge, sturdy building.
Let's
might be
find
an
where
inn.
people go to gossip.
At the very least, find someone who can give us a little bit more information.
So head to the center of town.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what are you trying to find? You trying to go to the big building? You trying to find where people gossip? What's your plan? Where you want to head?
Gossip?
Yeah.
I think gossip sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially since
See if
I
you
have
can find
no idea where I
find
am
a
in the world
tavern.
right now.
Find like if there's a like downtown gathering kind of
Sure.
place.
So you ask around a little bit. You ask a few people. It takes you a try or two to get a straight answer out of people. As like the first couple of people you talk to kind of look at Osrius and look at Nula,
They're harmless.
and like look at Brahm and are kind of like, no, I can't help you, sorry, and just sort of like toddle off. You eventually do find somebody who is able to give you some useful instruction. He tells you there are 2 inns in town. There is the There is an inn called the Blue Harpy. He recommends that one, seeing that you guys are outsiders to the town. He kind of tells you, he's like, that's the nicer one. Usually people visiting the town choose to stay there. It's the better of the two inns. It's the Blue Harpy. He tells you that's off towards like the western edge of town. He also tells you there is another establishment called the Mill Street Inn. And he tells you, well, that's where the locals mostly like to hang out. It's a right dump. But the cups is clean and they got good ale. But a couple of travellers like yourselves, I'd recommend the Blue Harpy. And he also tells you, you're kind of asking like for, where you can kind of ask around, ask for information. He also points you to the market. So like over that bridge that you guys had seen towards the western portion of town, there is an area where like the townspeople have cleared all of the trees and done their best to like level the area out to make like an open area. And there are every day they open basically an open air market where there are stalls and tables and tents. And a lot of the buildings that kind of surround this open area are various shops and things like that. So it's as good as place as any to find people if you're looking for rumors about the goings on. So he points you to Blue Harpy, Mill Street Inn, and he shows you where the market is.
Let's start with the market.
Yep. I'm in.
Agreed.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I pull everybody aside real fast and I disguise myself as Alar
Okay.
and then dismiss it back. Does anybody else know that trick?
I make myself look like you. Yes. Yes, I do.
I make myself look like Noomba. Yes. I also know that trick.
I have a feeling the Mill Street Inn might be a more useful source of information from the locals. It might be a little bit more easy to bribe with a little bit less money than the adventurer-centric inn. However, we should definitely stay at the inn for the adventurers.
Agreed.
But, so if you can disguise yourself as humans, it might help us blend in a little bit better.
Well, these two can't.
No.
I
I'm
acknowledge that they're huge.
I'm staring at
And
myself.
they're hard to miss.
I poke one of the horns.
Your finger. You're wearing your hat, right, Brom?
Yes. As
You try to poke what to you looks like your own horn on Brom, and she just like pokes your top hat akimbo as your finger passes through the illusory horn that he's created upon himself and hits the very real top hat that is being hidden beneath the magic on top of his head.
Am I that blue?
Your hat goes.
Yes, but it's a very pleasing shade.
Thank you.
So what are you saying, Walter?
That we don't
I-
really blend in.
You're
I
scary.
don't need to blend in with
I'm
these meat
scary?
skins.
I'm scared.
meat skin.
I come from a town very similar to this one, and I understand that some people might be hesitant.
Hey, you know what? No one cares.
I care.
That was rude. Continue.
No, it's
No, continue. No one cares! No, continue.
Right.
It may be more practical for gathering local information.
If we don't come.
Let's go to
Why?
the market.
Okay.
You should go to the
okay,
market.
Okay.
And see what you can find.
All right. I'm gonna go to the market. Anyone want anything?
Are we gonna split up? Like,
Mm.
like, do you want to go to the inn? I want to go to the market. They said
I
that's
think
the
we
place
should.
for the
I
most
think.
townspeople
I
are.
think we should get consensus for this. That might be.
I mean, consensus or not, I'm going to the market.
I'm going to the inn.
Which one?
The Blue Harpy.
Oh no.
I think the dumpy one is our better.
Oh,
no.
Oh no.
How about we go to the market and then the Blue Harpy?
How about I go to the Blue Harpy and avoid the market?
I think he can handle himself.
I like that plan. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Well, then you can see about getting us rooms. Fantastic.
And then you two go to the Mill Street Inn.
Sounds like we have a plan.
I suppose we can.
Divide and conquer.
All right, so Walter and Alar, you're going to the Mill Street Inn. Osrius and Brom, you're going to the Blue Harpy.
Yeah.
Nula and Kel, you guys are going to the market.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. You guys work out this plan. Come up with a decision to meet back.
We'll meet at the Blue Harpy in a few hours.
For dinner.
Sounds like a great plan.
Okay.
It's morning, so lunch.
It's like 10:30 right now. Ish.
Lunch.
Midday
Lunch.
meal.
Lunch.
It's like somebody has brunch plans.
Yay!
Okay, well, we will handle Nula and Kel first. So, everybody sort of goes their separate ways. You all get more specific directions to each of these. The two who are going to the Mill Street Inn head straight further into town. The other four of you go over the bridge towards the western portion of town. And Brom and Osrius, you guys continue on heading kind of in that direction towards where the Blue Harpy is, while the two of you peel off and make your way into the market. So the market, as it was described to you, is a fairly large open space. There are a number of tents all set up around this area with people milling about doing their shopping, vendors selling various goods. You see that around the kind of perimeter of this area, there are a number of buildings that have signs out front that indicate that they are likewise storefronts. You see, there's a baker shop. There's what appears to be a shoemaker. There is what you're fairly certain towards the sort of northwestern-ish corner of this market area. There's a building that looks like very much like a general store, and there's just all manner of mismatched different things being sold at these various stalls and tents in the market area. So what are you guys doing?
I feel like the bakery and the general store may be our best places for information. Because everyone needs to get their bread in the morning, and the general store is generally everything.
Seems like sound logic to me.
Okay. Let's go to the general store first, and then we can pick up some baked goods. Maybe everyone would like some cupcakes. Humans like cupcakes. Do orcs like cupcakes?
I have no idea.
I think everyone likes cupcakes. We'll do that.
Sure.
And then as we walk, I'm gonna ask, am I really that scary?
You're very big
I
and
can't,
scaly.
I can't do anything about the scales, but maybe I can just punch over.
You know what? That's actually worse.
Oh,
Now you're looming.
okay. Well,
Before you were just towering.
I guess.
You know what? Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, there's
It'll
nothing
be
I can
fine.
do about it. All right, let's head on in. Open.
All right, you guys head to the general store. Nula doing her best to look non-threatening as she can. So the general store is a long log building that sits right along that sort of northish eastern side of the market, and it is right. You can see behind the building. It's right up against the bank of the western bank of that little river that cuts through the town. So you guys walk in. There are currently no other customers in the shop, but there are a number of rows of neatly organized shelves with various things that you would expect to find in a very small town like this. It's mostly, replacement pieces for like farm tools and rope and feed for livestock, that sort of thing. There is a single human man who is off to one side of the shop, kind of sweeping as you guys work your way in. He's perhaps in his maybe early 60s. His hair is kind of gray and going bald on top. He wears a leather apron, which is clearly well worn from years of use. And as he's brooming, you guys push the door open, and there's a little like cling, 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 cling of tingle of bells on the door frame as you walk in. And he looks up and goes, "Oh, well, there's something you don't see every day.
Hi.
How can I help you?" He puts his broom down.
We were just we've been asked by the Inquisitor to help her with the mystery that's been going on. Can you tell us anything more about these disappearances?
Ooh, Inquisitor, eh? Well, I suppose maybe, name's Teak, by the way, Edgar Teak. This here's my shop. I've lived here my whole life, and you say you've been asked by the Inquisitor to help out? Right, well, I'm sorry, what were your names then, travelers?
My name's Nula. I'm a Dragonborn.
Shaking. Well, yes, I can see that. I can't say that I've ever seen a dragonborn before, but you seem certainly friendly enough. And what about you, young man? What's your name?
I'm Kellen.
Kellen.
Kel.
Well, perfect. Well, nice to meet you both. So, Inquisitor business then, yes. Well, I don't know what you want to know.
We heard there was a disappearance of an old man.
Oh, yeah. That'll be Mitchell. He's Conrad Mitchell was the man's name. He kind of leans in conspiratorially. A bit of a drunk, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh my.
Bless his heart, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead. He had a habit he did of wandering off into the woods.
Dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, not safe in the best of times, that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, he went missing after a night of drinking in the Mill Street there, and nobody heard from him for a couple of days. It's not too much cause for alarm, as I said. He kind of had a habit, but a couple of fellers out chopping lumber came across him out in the woods. He'd been at first they thought he'd been attacked by an animal, looked like a bear, maybe something. Ooh, right dreadful. Really just did a number on him.
Oh, that's terrible.
Aye, yes.
And I heard they never found the second person who went missing.
No, a fellow by the name of Winston, I think it was. Winslow, out of towner. It's the end of the season, you see. Folks come. The town's got a number of mills. People bring their goods in. He was an out of towner. It's Winston Winslow, something with a W, something like that. Was staying in town. Disappeared one night. Nobody really knows what happened to him at all.
But they found an area.
They did find an area later. Yeah, I heard. I don't know much about that though. I heard they had found something a few days later in the
But not
woods.
where.
No, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay.
Had anything weird been going on leading up to all this? Started happening like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, a couple of 10 days ago. There were a couple of the lads out in the woods towards the western side of town came back telling weird stories.
Weird stories.
Yeah, said they were seeing spooks in the woods. I'm not sure. Nobody really thought nothing of it. A couple of blokes go out in the woods, come back saying they saw a boogeyman or something like that. Nobody pays it too much mind, but a couple of stories like that, weird stuff out in the woods, and then the disappearances started, and that's when we sent down to Woodpine for the magistrate, and he sent the Inquisitor up this way.
And I've heard the unfortunate loss of a little Turner.
Aye, the Turner lass. That's bad luck. I don't know that it's related. Could be. I don't know. We've been hearing stories of weird stuff. Things, all the other stuff was, I don't know, almost like animal attacks or something like that. But from what I understand, the little girl, somebody snatched her right out of her home in the middle of the night.
Do you think it's related to the animal
Oh,
attacks?
well, I can't say. It's hard. It's certainly part of the weirdness that's going on. But I don't know. I can't really say.
Do you remember the name of anyone who had gone out and seen the spooks in the woods?
Ooh. No, not off the top of my head. Maybe ask around at the inn, the Mill Street. Maybe one of the folks down there will remember. I don't get out much. I'm here at my shop mostly. I just
Sure.
I hear what I hear as people come in.
It's a lovely shop.
Oh, thank you very much.
Do you happen to sell any rations or any?
Sure. There's trail rations in?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yes, we've got that. What you're looking for? How much?
Enough for 6 people.
How
For
long?
probably 2 weeks.
6 people for 2 weeks? Sure, yes. Let me see. And he goes shuffling off to another side of the shop, and he goes and he kind of starts thumbing through what you see are these wrapped up in like a cloth tied with a twine string. He brings one over. He opens it up. It's like a little prepackaged thing of like dried like beef strips and like kind of these like oat cake looking things. He says, standard trail rations. I've got well, it looks to be well for 6 people. Probably I've got about half a week's worth if you want to clean me out.
Yeah, that might be good. Ozarus might take more than a fair share. So yes, I'll take what you have.
Sure. So he kind of begins gathering these up. He gets a burlap sack from somewhere behind a counter there. There it is. So he says, right, so they are 5 silver apiece. And so for, let's see how many we've got here. So that will come to 120 silver pieces, please.
How does that translate to?
Oh, that's about a little over about a gold and a half. Let's call it. Oh goodness, you're such a nice lass. Let's call it 1 gold. That's fine.
Well, here's 2 gold, and thank you for the
Oh,
information.
you are quite generous. Thank you so much. He takes the 2 gold and he puts it in his coffer below his thing there.
I've just got 2 more questions if you'll indulge me for a second. Teak.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anyone in town who might know more about what's going on? Maybe have some names, someone who's a little bit of a gossip?
Well, like I said, you could check in the Mill Street, see if anybody's there. Well, if you're already working with the Inquisitor, well, she's done her best, I suppose. You could always speak to the sheriff, I guess. Though I don't know if the Inquisitor's already talked to him. I don't know what more you folks will get out of him than what she might have shared with you. He's an individual by the name of.
Debbie.
He's no sheriff's the name of Throin Matic. Throin. Actually, it's Throin. Throin.
Groin.
Throin. Matic. Mattik. Yeah, Sheriff Matic's up in the big building up by the
Oh,
falls
we were
there.
wondering what that one was.
Hey, town hall.
Perfect.
He keeps his office there. This is where the jail is. Oh, it's a small town, just a couple of hills. Maybe he knows something. Hard to say, but
Let's see if we can check it out.
Yeah.
The second question: are there any artists in town, perhaps in the market, that you could
artists.
send us off to? My
Um,
friend is hoping that one of them can do a likeness.
Oh yes, yes.
I don't know about that. There's a lass who makes like jewelry and trinkets and things. That's sort of in the artistic realm. Maybe she can do a bit of the old sketch shop. Can ask her. North side of the market, 3 stalls over from the main road. A woman by the name of Rosa.
Thank you so so much.
Hey, of course. Come back anytime.
Yes, thank you. All right, bye.
Goodbye. Have a great day. All right. So, they head off to continue their market adventures. And I think we'll pop over to Osrius and Brahm in the Blue Harpy.
Bring it on.
Alrighty. Bring it on. Alright. So, the Blue Harpy on the western sort of outskirts-ish of town. Appears to be a fairly large, a little more recent-looking establishment. Definitely appears as if it caters to visitors to the town. There's quite a large stable that appears capable of housing traveling horses, carts, wagons, things of that nature, as evidenced by the fact that the stable is full currently. There's a number of wagons, carts, horses, all filled up in this this carriage next to this rather nice looking inn. The big heavy oak door has a sign hanging above it that has a carving of sort of a vaguely female figure with two sort of outstretched kind of arms that have likenesses of wings coming off of them, feathered wings. And it reads in common, the Blue Harpy. I assume you go inside?
Yep.
Yeah. Alright. So you push your way in. The common room of this inn is a large, kind of rectangular shaped room. It is fairly crowded in here. There's a lot of kind of individuals that just seem to be like sort of sitting around the tables. You see some people eating like a late breakfast. A number of people are drinking. Generally, the people don't quite match, in terms of the garb that you had seen on, what you took to be the local population. They look, a little more well dressed, a little more, many of them dressed to travel, and you kind of immediately are struck by this sort of buzz in the air as you walk in, as the overall thrum of conversation and the just sort of the attitude in here seems tense and not very happy. You see there's a lot of angry expressions, and people are looking kind of annoyed and just generally like pissed off. There is a man
In general, or because of what we look like?
No, not even.
Just
you get a lot less attention. The two of you get some attention, but a lot less attention here than you did from the population.
Okay.
No, it just seems like the people in this room are not happy about something. There is a single man across the room behind the bar. He is this sort of stocky, fairly short, bald human man. And he's sort of there. He's kind of listening to a conversation among a couple of people, cleaning a glass with a rag. And there's a few empty chairs here or there. You see there's a staircase that leads off to the upper stairs, the upper floor where there's presumably rooms and things like that. So what are you guys doing?
All right. Listen up, bitches. Here's what we're gonna do.
The room goes quiet and everybody.
So my friend Osrius here is the arm wrestling champion of his hometown. So who thinks they can take on the champ? Who thinks they got the raw cojones to arm wrestle that monster right there? Line up, folks. Once in a lifetime, you can arm wrestle Goliath. Any takers?
Make a persuasion check. Make a performance check.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna look over him while, after he's kind of like, who's gonna take on? Be like, don't call me a monster.
That would be a 23.
There is about 10 seconds of absolute silence in the bar. Somebody goes, and you hear one voice from in the back goes, "Fuck off!" And then everybody turns and starts talking again.
And And that's our one for the evening, folks.
All right. Maybe you didn't hear me before when I said, listen up, bitches. Okay? The first time I was requesting a volunteer, this time I'm gonna pick a random asshole. Okay? All right. That guy. Just gonna point at a random guy.
You point at like a kind of a beefier looking dude who's like clearly has been in his cups already this morning. He like slams down. He's like, I am just trying to enjoy a drink and pass the time while the bunch of us are stuck here in this stupid town. I would like to do so without getting bothered by a green guy and his enormous friend.
Whoa. Did you just call me green guy?
You're a guy and you're green, aren't you?
Listen, white man! Alright? I just strolled in here with a Goliath and you're gonna run your mouth? I'll bitch slap you in the next week.
I'm gonna push him away.
Him?
Like
Or
push
the
him,
guy?
Yeah, push him like behind me a little bit. It's like my friend here doesn't know how to deal with you people here. I apologize. We're just looking to talk to someone.
At this point, the individual behind the bar who's been cleaning the mug, he goes, and once again, like the room goes quiet for a second, and he looks at you too, and he goes, he did this.
Somber on over. Be like, shut your mouth. Don't call me a monster.
Look, it's all part of the plan, alright?
That's great as part of your plan, but I just personally don't want anybody else to hate me around here. So how about we try that?
Okay.
Alright.
Do you have a plan?
We're just going to talk. That's all the plans I've got right now.
Okay.
Alright.
Talk it up, champ.
You guys approach kind of the guy
Yes.
who waits while you finish your exchange, and he just goes, "Don't start a fight in my bar."
Fair enough. He apologizes.
Drink.
Can we have 2 ales, please? Big cups.
He goes, fetches a couple of, my tankards all over there, a couple of flagons, pours from a cask of ale, sets them before you. 2 copper.
I had to buy 2 copper.
2 copper. He disappears beneath the bar.
Alright. You're the one who wants to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody.
You didn't seem too bothered by us walking in here. You've seen many of like us before?
Him. Couple. Not so much you. I see a lot of stuff though, so whatever. Name's Ali.
Ali.
This is my inn.
Ali.
It's a very tasteful joint you got around here, Ollie.
Appreciate it. What are
Listen,
you folks looking for except a fight that is going to break a bunch of my chairs and glassware?
well, first off,
You see the guy that you had taunted before.
my name is Osiris. This here gentleman is named Brahm.
Yo.
We're looking for multiple pieces of information, possibly of anything weird that is going on around this town as of recently.
What's done with that little girl that gone missing? Anybody know anything about that?
As far as I heard, somebody busted into the house, grabbed her up in the middle of the night, and ran off into the woods.
But this busting into the house, was it like a typical break-in? Like maybe it was done by some sort of guy picking the lock, or was it like it looked like my friend here kicked a wall in? What's the gauge here? What kind of break-in we talking?
Saw him carry off the old door the next morning. Have to bring in a new one. So, more that one.
All right, the latter. Okay.
Let's be a big man.
The old man that was the first to disappear, that turned up dead. Where and how was he found?
What I heard, woods, about, I don't know, a mile to the east of the town.
And where did he live?
His house was, somewhere on the south side of town. I'm not sure.
You at least know his name? Everybody we've been talking to just said it's this old guy. I need more to go on than old man.
Yeah. Conrad Mitchell. He didn't drink here that much. His establishment was the Mill Street. Locals frequent that one more. People out of towners mostly here. That's why I got a bar room full of real unhappy folk. It's all caravan folk are stuck here while the Inquisitors got the place on lockdown. But when they'd cut him off at the Mill Street, he'd wander over here trying to get me to serve him. I'd have to toss him out a couple times a week.
Have you been hearing some weird things going on other than these disappearances? Something that is maybe not of this nature.
Well, hey, you. What was your name there? And he points to a guy, not the guy that you pissed off before, but a different guy in the room. He says, "Come here." And a guy kind of walks over. He says, "What's your name, Harry?" The guy says, "Harris. What's wrong?" And Ollie says, "What were you saying the other night about the Inquisitor's people?" And Harris says, "Oh, yeah, I heard somebody said that they had some kind of a scuffle out in the woods east of town a couple of nights back. A buddy of mine who lives local told me that he saw them cart something back to their camp. I don't know what it was, but they got real spooked after that. That was right before the lockdown on the town started, I think. And we've been stuck here since, so whatever it was, it must have been bad."
So I look at Braun and is like, so that cart might be back at the camp.
Do you know where the off-duty guards like to hang out? Is it this tavern? Is it the other shithole one we heard about?
Ollie responds, "The Inquisitors got them on a pretty tight leash. They don't come drinking in the town. They keep to their camp when they're not on duty."
Okay. All right. I think we got enough out of that guy. Got any more questions there?
Is it possible that you might have heard of relic hunters?
Relic hunters. I'm doing a Braun voice for some reason. He says,
You stealing my act?
I don't know about relic hunters. A couple of weird folks. They're staying in the Mill Street. Been around here asking similar questions to you people.
What do they look like?
3 of them.
They look like a bunch of jabronis.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, write that down. Looks like a bunch of jabronis.
Looks like a bunch of
2 B's.
Looks like a bunch of bronies.
Oh god. That's it. Show's canceled.
Ask the wrong question.
Ask the question where I don't remember where I wrote the information.
It is also
to-
10,
Got too
10
deep.
o'clock. So
Yeah,
Got
we're
too
gonna
deep.
wrap up here in a minute.
Got too deep in the questioning.
Ba-ba-ba.
This is called the Stalling for Time song. Stalling for Time song.
NPCs.
NPCs.
Oboe solo.
Tabletop Legends will come to your house and kick you in the face. Tabletop Legends, if you win that set of books, will come to your house and hit you with those books. Look
You
out,
actually won't.
cause they're heavy. Look out. $150 worth of books in your face. Hey, oh, books in your face. Just be glad it's not up your ass, Steve.
Well,
You still hasn't found it. Okay.
Well, those
I
three relics.
profusely
I got
apologize.
plenty more
I
verses.
cannot find it.
We know that there's 3 of them.
Tabletop
3
Legends go into villages trying to start bar fights. Tabletop Legends. You
I
are
will have
a
an
bunch
answer
of
for you next
bronies.
week because I don't know where I wrote the information on those guys.
So there's 3 relic
There are
hunters at the
3 of.
Mill
There's a
Street.
group of 3 of them. 2 males and a female.
2 males and a female.
2 men and a baby.
2 men and a baby.
Alright. Did they seem armed?
Not as much as you.
Alright. Well, I appreciate everything you have done for us, Ollie. And, gonna flip a gold coin there.
Catches it. Pockets. Alright.
Thanks, friend.
So, we'll pivot quickly here to the last of our trio of split up adventurers
Oh, hey.
who are, as we speak, entering the Mill Street Inn, which is a dump of an establishment sort of in the center of the town. Clearly having been built probably around the time when like this town was just springing up and having not really been taken care of all that well since. The inn is lightly populated at this point, as it is, clearly the more popular local bar, and most of them are not currently in here drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. You walk in, there is a single human male behind the bar. He's sort of this lanky, kind of skinny individual with this hooked beak-like nose and those round spectacles, and he's kind of like, and he's in the process of just sort of kind of organizing things behind his bar, and he looks up as you come in. Oh! Good morning. What can I do for you?
Pair of ales, please.
Alright, we bit early, but who am I to judge? 2 ales coming up. And he goes behind the bar, and he brings out 2 glass kind of tankards, fills both with ales. There you go, gentlemen. It'll be 1 copper apiece.
Flip him the copper.
Thank you. So, you don't have familiar faces? What brings you here?
Just going town to town. I can't believe had everything on lockdown. They let us in, but it's been a weird day, man.
Yeah.
You heard anything about this?
Oh, I hear a lot of things about this. People real angry.
I can imagine not being able to leave.
Ah! Once out of town has sold them. But, people of this town, we don't know who to trust anymore. A lot of weird stuff going on.
Hey, my hometown's the same way. We had a break-in one day, and turned out somebody was trying to rob one of our tombs.
Ew,
I don't know what's going on with that, but
that's gross. Why did we want to rob a tomb? Skeletons and all that.
hey, I'm not one to judge, but you know, some strange happenings lately. You hear anything like that coming around?
Oh, well, it's, old man Mitchell went and got himself killed up in the woods there. Somebody else disappeared. Poor little Turner girl got snatched in the night. I heard. They're talking like it was a dwarf that done it.
Heard they
That's
don't
what
come
they
out
say.
of the mountain.
Oh, well, we're close enough. I don't know. What do I know what they want to do? Could be that bloke from the temple, eh? He's a dwarf. There's a couple of them around here, you know, who nobody knows. Folks are real suspicious, so, I got a regular that drinks here, said he saw it happen. When they came, took that little girl, said he saw him run her right off in the woods. Eh?
A dwarf?
Short, like a dwarf.
That's sort of unfortunate. Got a name for this guy? We can talk to him a little bit.
Dude, yeah, who was it? You know, I don't remember actually. Might have been Jennings. He works over in the market. Kind of looks like somebody maybe hit him with that shovel of yours when he was whenever, you know what I mean? Not real pretty in the face. Yeah, Jennings, I think was. He said he saw the whole thing. Dwarves. That's what he says.
Dwarves, huh?
Yeah, dwarves.
Have there been, well, besides obviously the murder and the two missing folk, any other odd, strange goings on? Any other outsiders show up?
Oh yeah, a couple of folks, pair of folks showed up. They've been staying here actually. Outsiders like yourselves. Asking weird questions like you. What's been going on? What did anybody see? Things like that. You know, outsiders, they're stuck here, I suppose. They're interested in like anybody else what's going on. I think they're out and about right now. But yeah, they've been around. A couple of shopkeepers been in here, said they been having some stuff's been getting nicked from the market lately. That's uncommon. Don't have too much trouble with petty thievery around here.
Slide him silver and a copper. Really appreciate if get Jenkins to come talk to us and tell him I bought him a beer with that copper.
Will do. He's usually in here once a night. I'll tell him some folks is looking for him. And who should I say to send him to?
Tell him to find Osrius.
Find
He'll be
Osrius.
at the Blue Harpy Inn.
Osrius of the Blue Harpy.
He won't be able to miss him.
Alrighty.
Alright, well, sounds good. Anything else, lads?
What time did the trio leave? How long they been out for about?
First thing this morning. They've been going out. Pretty much first thing in the morning, coming back at night.
Got another silver for you if you let Jenkins know, pass us along the information about them a little bit.
Make a persuasion check.
23? 22.
He slides the coin and disappears it below and just gives you sort of like a... You got it. Well, if there's nothing else, I've got some casks to restock in the back. Enjoy your ales. Call if you need nothing.
Yep.
Most kind.
Alright. With that, he Mosey's off. And I think that is a good place to call a conclusion to our first episode of Tabletop Legends.
Thank God, because after I said to make sure you be glad it's not up your bum, chat has been talking about all the things they could put up their bums. So.
Well, chat.
Well,
That sounds like our type of people.
2 giveaways to finish.
2 giveaways.
there we go.
So, let us commence. Should we? I was gonna do this last, but I kind of feel like we should do the mug last. I feel like we should do the mug last.
Fine.
All right, let's do the mug last. So let's we'll go ahead and make a Moobot roll for the 3 set of collector's edition, alternate cover, foil, whatever, 5e core rule books, valued at $155.99.
And again, the one we send you will be sealed.
Sealed.
Unless you don't want it sealed.
If you haven't yet, you
Well,
probably
not
have
signed.
6 seconds to type legends in the chat before a winner gets picked to get in the drawing.
Maybe
We will-
36 seconds because of chat delay. And
We will we'll keep an eye here as we see what comes up. Oh, and we have a winner. There it is.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Wait, what?
Sarah B, 85. Yes.
Sarah B. 85.
I think that's it. Moobot says Sarah B, 85 was drawn from the giveaway. Sarah B, 85. You are the proud owner of a
Did they respond?
3
Sarah?
set.
Yeah,
Yes. I believe
Oh
they're in
my
chat.
god.
Yeah, they're
Holy-
definitely in chat, yes.
Probably a lot of
GG,
cursing.
Sarah.
Yes, you. GG.
No, there's no cursing on this, sir. On
No
our
cursing.
server.
GG.
No, there's probably a lot of cursing at home. Though. Holy bleep!
GG.
There you go. The set that we have to give to you is still nice and sealed and is not the ones that as I said,
Not
that I've been
touched.
touching my hands all over.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can't get those anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure you can't.
Well, like the retail's like $159 or whatever.
They're
but,
getting
like, you
they're getting
can't
tough to
actually
find.
find them.
Yeah, yeah.
They're getting expensive. So
Those are good ones.
big win there. Congratulations on the win of the core rulebooks, which I believe brings us to
The coveted
moment we've
mug.
the
all been
moment
waiting.
we've all been waiting for.
The coveted mug.
The
The
mug that
coveted-
you could easily buy yourself in a week or so.
Listen, it's not the same as winning the
Yeah.
mug.
It's not the same.
So let's see. We'll have the I don't know.
Oh,
why
also
this
before we
is-
do that, when the mugs go up, Sam, you can, if you're still watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the offer code is Legends20 at checkout on Marble Moon for a discount. I don't know how much discount.
Was correct. Yes.
She said that earlier, but I'll say it again.
Please reiterate.
And also,
Please reiterate.
reiterating again, the website to buy it from is www.marblemoonstudios.
I think we need to redraw that. Marble Moon Studios just won their own mug.
We're at the number generator, folks.
At least it wasn't Dave.
The drawing is not rigged. It's just bizarre chat. So we're
Maybe
going to
we
run
should
it
redraw
again.
that one.
We are going to run it again.
Marble Moons. Please, in chat, state if you want to let it re-roll or if you want to keep your own mug.
Oh goodness.
Don't be an
It'd be
ass.
a riot if you keep that mug, Sam.
Oh man.
Can we get another roll of that?
Dreams do come true, Marble Moon goods.
Poetic justice.
Oh goodness. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat.
I blame the
to see what it is.
420s in like the first 20 minutes of the actual
goodness.
stream. Somehow.
Let me see.
And then never again.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be the only 20 that we roll.
I was waiting on a crit fail.
All right, here it is.
There
We've
it is.
drawn at Lighthouse 0903 was drawn for the giveaway.
Go ahead.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lighthouse.
A lighthouse win.
Lighthouse
All
At
wins.
Lighthouse.
We definitely didn't rob.
Wait, we gotta make sure Lighthouse is here.
We gotta see,
Lighthouse
yeah, we gotta
there.
get, Lighthouse has to respond to us, make sure that they're there.
Lighthouse there.
All right, Lighthouse, you got a couple seconds.
No.
Oh, we'll have some time here.
Up.
Well, while we wait to see if Lighthouse responds, you guys keep an eye on chat, let me know. I'll start doing my my wrap-up spiel here. So,
Was it Jenkins or Jennings? I wrote Jennings for no good reason.
Jenkins.
Jenkins, cool. Got it.
Okay, so I'll just start doing my wrap-up spiel here. Oh, hey.
fun.
we will give the if Lighthouse has not responded by the time we get ready to wrap up, we'll pull one last potential winner for the highly coveted mug.
There we go.
Lighthouse says that means I need a grandbaby.
Oh, Lighthouse is here.
Oh.
And us talking about grandbabies,
Hey.
making everyone uncomfortable.
Yes.
Anyway,
So many questions.
so
Okay.
let's wrap this up. So it looks like Lighthouse here is the
whisper
is
to us.
the final person. So go ahead and contact proficiency bonus there, Lighthouse, and we'll get information for sending the thing to you.
Same
the
with
mug.
whoever won.
Same with the books.
But Sarah. The
It's fine.
85.
So,
Yeah.
thank you everybody who joined us tonight. I had a lot of fun. We didn't get to smash anything this week, but we knew that was going to happen.
Yes.
It's our first session. Join us again next week. Same time, same bat time, same bat place. Right here on
Pretty sure that's
Proficiency
copyrighted.
Bonus on Twitch TV, 7 p.m. next Tuesday. We will be continuing our story. And please feel free, we have programming every night of the week now on Proficiency Bonus, so join us. Tomorrow is... it's not Hell or High Waterdeep anymore, I'm drawing a blank.
Help us out, Chad.
Wish Brood, I believe, is tomorrow night. Thursdays is Delve and Dash and the Mystic Hour. Fridays is Storm King's Thunder. Saturday, Sunday, we've got Tomb of Annihilations on Monday. Sunday is the one with Dracula. Curse of Strahd.
Dracula.
Every night of the week, check the channel for programming. Please feel free to join those guys. I will probably be busting their chops to see if we can't keep this this train rolling for the month of April for Autism Awareness Month.
Thanks
As
everybody for
we-
donating.
as we
Yay.
said before, we raised $700 that we will be donating to the Zephyr Foundation.
Useless.
No,
Um,
it's just on Matt.
What?
I jazzed hands and the stream is just on you.
Oh, yeah, you guys missed Jazz Hands. So yeah, I think, once again, thank you to our presenting sponsor, the 8th House and Marble Moon Studios. We will spam all over our social media and stuff tomorrow about being able to purchase those mugs, since realistically we could have...
Everybody lost their
we
goddamn
just,
minds over
I don't know why we bothered to play D&D.
we could have been giving out mugs all night.
Mugs all night.
Sharkarino selling mugs for a huge markup for no
Yes,
reason.
so thank you to Marble Moon Studio, thank you to Proficiency Bonus, thank you to Sharkarino, thank you to you guys, my players at the table, thank you to you guys, the audience, for watching. Join us next week. I love you all, but not in a weird way, and good night.
Shockery.